Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Run the Flood. Finally, after a few weeks off due to various reasons. Sorry for the bit of a late start. We had some technical difficulties. Fixed it. Scuff was before you all got to see us, so hopefully the whole stream will be good. To catch everyone up, as it has been a good damn bit, when we last left off, our party had become unfortunately split. Not only had anxiety slid off as we sadly said goodbye to one of our players as he has to deal with retail hell, but we also had Mojave apparently break all rules of how mages and astral projection work and broke through the barrier and forcibly, seemingly, appeared on the other end, leaving just Morningstar, Cloudy, and Jason at the warehouse, confused.
Just imagine as the shadow melts away, that hat just sitting there on the ground.
The hat just flops gently. So as it is here, we are gonna come in all of our players. It is the very seconds as everything is coming to be understood. Mojave, you and your brother are now staring at each other, both of you coming to the conclusion of, wait a fucking minute.
How did I get here?
I don't fucking know!
How did I get here? Looking
Somewhere across the ether, I think Mojave can just sense the aura of a very angry snake.
frantically patting like his pockets, like is my stuff with me? What's going? Wait, I gotta call them. Do you got comms? Comlink.
Yeah, here.
Cloudy is very calmly sitting down, putting a small little pillow behind his head, astral projecting and screaming for my goddamn pet shark that was sitting on top of this man's head.
Yeah, frantically trying to remember, like I don't have numbers memorized in my brain. This is the future. We don't do that. I mean, I have a few of them from the old days, but like.
Yeah, Morningstar is instantly calling not Mojave's phone, because I believe he usually keeps his phone like in his bag, which he doesn't have because he was astral projecting. So she immediately calls Oscar. Like, little snake, hack whatever.
Answer it.
The phone comes on after this connection point, and I'll put both the mages that are in the Golden Wing can see this, Oscar and Mojave. Finn responds immediately to being yelled and summoned, and just you watch this shark sit up on hind leg, grab its head, look confused, scared, and then just bamfs, and he is rushing full astral speed, which is about as fast as a technomancer could call. So about the time this call gets answered, a shark is full speed
Appearing.
out of manifest, falling in just like, huh? And Morningstar, the phone
You're
is
muted,
answered.
Cloudy.
Huh?
Oh, you're muted, Cloudy. Yeah. What were you
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
There you go.
So Cloudy's kind of like, get me to Mojave now.
Dark
So-
mode, just like a Morningstar, the phone is answered like, hello?
Where is he?
How did I get here?
Right fucking here, apparently. I don't fucking know.
I imagine if Oscar,
like Oscar's
video
like
call-
fucking with it and like pops the video call up, like,
just in time to see Mojave like shoving himself into frame beside his twin.
yeah. And Morningstar, how many times have you actually seen Oscar?
Not ever. Not once. I've seen
You've seen a picture.
To be fair, I've seen the picture of him in like news articles and stuff like that, but I've never actually seen Oscar.
Yeah, I'm gonna give seeing Oscar actually emoting and alive kind of thing. Not to mention as frazzled as he is right now. A man who's generally clean and collected. the boys are not perfect twins, obviously fraternal twins, but damn, they look almost the same right now as they're both looking into this camera, absolutely dead-ass confused. And then also, there is a moment of registry as, I don't know, I assume you also put up a visual link so they can see you. Oscar sees this and goes, looks at his brother.
Tails.
Snake. You meant, wow, that is, hi, sorry, I'm not being rude, hi.
So,
I'm okay, I don't know what happened.
what he sees was when the video link first comes on, and I imagine it's like at the same time that Cloudy appears on the astral in the office, being led by Finn, it's very like anime angle, right? Where it's like up here and close. He just sees two mismatched eyes, one of which is gold glowing and just snake face, like scales and whatnot. I think she's like so close to the like camera for he can't see the actual like hideout, he just sees her face. And she lets him get the whole thing out before she realizes that Mojave is there next to him. And then she like visibly relaxes and her face goes to that more, the nicer version of her. And she says, "Oh, Mojave, you're there. You're safe. That is good."
Waving at the camera.
How did you do that?
So am I about there at the same time?
Basically,
Starting to see this?
given how fast astral travel works, where I have full focus, I know where I'm going, and Finn's dragging. Yes, you
We
are
looked up from
absolutely
the
there.
camera to see you standing.
There was this camera staring at full open rift to look in material realm. Cloudy is in full on astral war gear, like those little feathers have turned like green and purple headdress feathers going behind.
Beautiful.
And like half shirt thing is just staring in. Oh, you're not about to die.
How did I get here?
Good fucking question.
I would also like to know how the fuck you did that. That's not how that works. I'm not crazy. You clearly mage. I met you. I remember you.
Me, Cloudy.
No, I met you.
Oz.
I met you.
Scales.
Met Cloudy, have not met me. Hello.
No, I
I'm
have
Scales.
not. Lovely to make your acquaintance. I'm Oz. Real weird way you meet all his friends. Haha. This is real fucking weird right now.
I believe you got to meet Jason before as well, yes?
We had some very
Yes.
nice cookies while we were here.
I see.
Was it cake?
You do owe my
It was
friends
pie. I think it was
some
pie.
You never
was
got
pie.
pie.
You owe my friends pie. They never got pie, but they talked
You know,
about pie.
when the shitty ain't covered in red, absolutely, we got the best pie in the damn town.
I would like to try pie. I've never had pie.
Wait, it was key lime, wasn't it?
Well, that's absolutely fucking sad.
Nod.
It tastes like 3.14159265.
Jason!
Jason
Not
just
now.
comes in the back, but is Jason in the troll suit when he walks in with this?
Yes.
Because there was a commotion, so I assume Jason was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So
He
this
was
big
sleeping
troll,
before, so he didn't know.
this big troll walks into frame behind you, like with the pie joke, and it's just, who?
This
I-
is Jason. Or, well, rather,
He would have been a
Jason-
little bit smaller last time you saw him.
Right, there's
I
been
don't
some
think he would've
modifications.
I don't think you would have seen him before.
Yes,
Yes, he met them.
Yes.
He met them all before he went and saw you.
we were all in the freezer when we
I
all
got it.
freaked out
Yeah.
and chased after you.
No,
after
but not
leaving,
everybody. I don't think everybody went there. Not everybody went
No.
inside. It was just Anxiety and Cloudy, I think, who went inside.
Oh, well. This
No,
is
it
Jay.
was. It was because that's why Jay was in position to get shot. It was
Yeah, you're
just
right.
Cloudy and Anxiety.
You're right.
Was it?
So he
Shit.
Yes.
has not met Jay. He has not.
Because
Met
it
Neil.
was you guys left two party members at the arena along with Midori.
Right.
And Mojave
Yes.
told him absolutely nothing about y'all, just in case it all went bad.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like, okay, listen. I want to make it clear to the audience and to Softy. Love Oz, he's great, but Morningstar is who she is. And she was like, yes, this is Jason. You're the reason that he is now different.
Oh,
That ain't fair.
It's the truth.
It's not.
Did I do something? Hold on, did I do something? What'd I do?
No.
I haven't done anything
she's
that
giving
bad in a
him the,
long
like-
time.
She's giving him like the evil eye.
Oz didn't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
She's giving him the evil eye a little bit. But she does kind of give a little smirk and then says, right, well, you are safe, but you've done something you couldn't do before. Perhaps.
Buddy?
I'm not going to pretend to know what you just did.
Okay, well.
Cloudy, can you please roll your spirit knowledge for me? When you are, I assume, back in front of your computer.
Yeah, I had to get some more water.
Let's get your water. Listen, everyone remain hydrated.
It's important.
Indeed. All right.
Magical knowledge. Let's go.
Oh, I will try.
I mean, I've only been magic for like less than a year now, and I've only known I was magic for about half of that.
I mean, you are chaos. This is probably something like that, yes?
Nope, I did
Honestly,
not.
two is enough. Cloudy, you have spent your entire life knowing spirits and magic. You were someone who studied and knows what they're doing. In nowhere, in any form of fucking logic, can a mage completely dematerialize their physical body and manifest in another place like this. This is not how this works. You have heard stories of something horrifying happening, of a mage kind of pulling something like this, but that's someone doing something stupid and separating their body and their soul. But, abso-fucking-lutely not. Can you decorporate like that without... I mean, yes, everything's real fucking weird and freaky right now, but you don't feel like you could do it. Like, this, like, the baby, this place is vibing weird, but, like, you're like, I don't feel like I could dematerialize my own body. How the fuck would you do that? And...
like, spirits hypothetically could. Well, actually, no. No, they can't split like mages do.
And while you're looking right now through your rift in the astral, basically just looking at Mojave, you notice something. And Finn, and you notice this while Finn was, racing you through the astral plane. Mojave's not reading as a mage. When someone reads as a mage, you can see their form proper. And even their astral form, you look enough, it's like, okay, there's an astral form on top of something. And Mojave's astral form has always been a little weird. Just a little kind of fucky, uncomfortable.
A little chaotic, yeah.
But there's no structure underneath anymore. This is more like looking at Vice, or Musa, or Rain. This is not like looking at a regular mage anymore. This is like looking at a full manifested spirit who doesn't have a double form anymore. It's all this one unit and aura.
Mojave?
Yeah.
Hop into the astral right quick, would you?
I will do that.
Mojave, as you hop into the astral, there is a sensation. This is not normal, and it's like it's that feeling like when you're dreaming and you're falling in a dream, and that moment of your whole body tensing and shifting times a lot. And then you are into the astral, and your physical body is just standing there. It's not limp. It's standing there. But it's not moving. It's not responding. But you have the ability, you're separated like normal, except your body seems to be fully articulated and functional, just not moving. Like it's not receiving any, input.
Yeah, just sort of that my astral self, look at Oz, look at Cloudy, look at my physical self, poke my physical self in the face.
And now that you've seen this separation, Cloudy, you're terrified. Because you can't see that body. It's empty. Like a corpse. There's this gentle glow around it, like a remnant, like a stain of a spirit moving through something, or the remainder of an astral signature. But that's not right. That doesn't look right. This is something else.
Could you do me a favor and check for a pulse?
You asking Oz? Okay. Okay, And when Oz goes down to reach, to check the pulse on, Mojave's wrist, you watch him grab down and immediately yank his hand away and just, start shaking it. And you've watched that when he went to grab him, Oz's hand, more or less like nothing is there, more like water, went through Mojave's body.
But
And obviously he's, shaking his hand very, what the fuck?
what?
Oh.
I don't even know how to ask the questions I'm having.
I think that over the call, I'm obviously hearing these things. You hear the sound of intense snake rattle. Just as a flavor for what's happening in the background as she responds to this news.
You're a rattlesnake? Okay, cool. Why does my brother feel like Jello?
Why am I I'm not.
Why are you soup?
Is that?
Why am I soup?
Not why
Okay.
am I soup?
That is. Okay. Not character laughing. Oh, Jesus Christ.
When I told you I made soup for the LA Bay, it wasn't like this.
Nope. Okay.
You ever seen anything like this before, Cloudy?
Cloudy, I will allow a memory test to search your memories.
You ever heard of this happening, or... frantically, astrally poking his own face again? Am I solid to me, or am I soup to me?
I mean, you're in the astral, so...
Yeah, it would be different one way or the other, but I don't know.
10 dice and
Does
1 success.
anyone want to give him that reroll?
I wish I could. I do want to side note say that I am keeping, from what I've learned from Boar's Head and 404, I'm keeping this line protected.
No.
Pixie.
There's Pixie. Come on, let's get that memory
Coming
test.
through, Pixie. Thank you.
Come
thank
on,
you.
let's give him that answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. 7 dice? No, that's 10 dice. So it should only be 10. Oh, whatever.
Okay, here we go.
3.
Better than before.
Much better.
Yeah, we can get something with this.
Why is one of these rolling 10 and one of these rolled 7?
I think I had someone else's sheet open for a second. The 7 was actually mine.
Okay. So 3 is enough for partial. You rack your brain, Cloudy. This is beyond anything you have ever seen. You have no clue. And then the briefest moment. And you have to drag this out of your memory because it happens to be something that you wanted to forget. You once, though you'd happen to be an unsuccessful one, you once watched someone about to do some stupid shit and tried to summon an insect spirit. They failed. They were shot immediately before they could complete anything. But you know that insect spirits are different. They are spirits. They can manifest in, manifest out, things like that. They just have that strange hunger about them. They are weird.
But they also inhabit people.
They inhabit people. And you know this, what you're looking at with Mojave's body right now, the thing that's left in the physical world, is basically like a copy. You don't know why Mojave would be leaving behind this kind of weird physical copy, as Mojave is not some sort of misbegotten, incorrectly summoned toxic or insect spirit that you've seen before. He doesn't vibe like it. He doesn't seem like it. He's intelligent. You doubt it. But it is like Mojave has now become something possessing his own body. And his body has become ephemeral. Completely absorbed. Completely devoured into the astral creature. And what is left over is basically what the brain
simulacrum.
A simulacrum.
Simulacra.
Lacrum. Whichever. But yes, it's not a person's body. It is not a corpse. It is a anchor that is ephemeral. It's just something for Mojave to go back to. But it can't be touched. It can't move. And it doesn't fall over because it doesn't really
not solid anymore.
It's just there. Whatever has happened here, you are now aware that your friend Mojave is not a mage in any sense of the word. For all intents and purposes, Mojave is a free spirit.
Just watching Cloudy blink as he searches his brain, orange eyes wide, just hoping the only magic expert I know has any kind of answers for me.
I think that's ectoplasm right there. Or something similar.
What?
Are you saying he is ghost?
Those of us in the industry tend to call them free spirits.
Her eyes go wide.
Yes.
My brother's a free spirit? What? Hold on. What?
I mean,
well.
Has been for several years now.
It makes sense.
But Before, there's a free spirit piling a dead body, but it seems like, and like
The body was
subsuming
out.
some of the parts, it's your brother has been very weird since he woke up in the desert. Looks like he just got a little bit weirder.
Ollie, are you alright?
Kind of turns to Oz, just the face is that kind of blank that gives no answer because there is no answer to give, and just gonna quietly step back into the simulacrum of myself. I
And-
shrug.
As you step back in, kind of feel that sensation again, and you have fully remanifested. You are now solid. And you feel that what can only be described as suddenly gravity exists again. Your
At
knees
his
are a
feet.
little weak.
The moment of like catching himself before reaching out to just tentatively touch Oscar's arm, check his solidity, check if I'm really here.
Oz like grabs you too, and yes, you are both solid and you seem warm and completely normal now.
Morningstar is just staring. There's no like anger on her face or anything like that, but it's mostly like her processing. She's trying to understand what this means for Mojave, for Ollie. Like, does this put him in more or less danger? Does, you know what I mean? Like, she is doing the numbers in that way as she's staring into this camera.
Yeah, he's staring into space, doing more or less the same kind of math.
Yeah. Especially, here's something I want to ask you, Softy.
Yeah.
Is there a way? I don't know how to word this to make it make sense, but I guess I'll tell you what my intentions are. She is thinking about this situation with Ollie and then wondering if perhaps a similar situation is mirrored in Cloudy's wife. That perhaps something similar happened to her because there was no body found. And he doesn't know where she's at. You know what I mean? So
Hold on, make sure my notes aren't crazy. Was fiance Cloudy?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
I just want to make sure
fiance,
my
sorry,
notes
sorry,
weren't
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
and I went,
Sorry,
Oh.
that's my bad.
That's fine.
Yeah, fiance.
Yeah.
His partner.
Yeah.
That yeah, I'm like, is this something that's happened before, right? Because her mind is going incredibly fast. She's like, I don't know what danger this poses to Mojave. I need something like him to be able to gauge what those risks are and how I can fucking prevent the risks. I wonder if Cloudy's or fiance is similar. But that's where her head's at. I don't know if I have enough to go on to do rolls about it. Maybe that'll be something at a later time, but just so you know, that's where her head's at.
The only way you would even be able to truly figure out who Cloudy's fiance was is you would actually need Cloudy's full real name, which I do not believe he has ever given you.
No.
And you
I think I was only given a first name, but not a full.
Yeah. It would take a very, very long time to even get information about Cloudy to follow that information back to a civilian like his fiance.
Mm-hmm.
And since you don't even know who she was, other than it was basically told to you what her first name was, which is not a uncommon first name.
Yeah.
There's not a lot.
Fucking Susie is stole it.
Yeah, there's not really a way to grasp this. This is such a rare occurrence. You don't know any of the details of the case. You don't have the case. It's from a completely different country.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just as a thing for maybe in the future to get looked at. We'll see. But um Morningstar will, at the speed of thought, send a message to 404, who's nearby, um, and essentially asking her for information about Aslan because she's from there, and about the just giving her like those little bits of detail that Cloudy gave to Morningstar in an effort to begin the search for his late fiance, and see, she would be better able to translate anything that comes from. Although I do know Atlan Spanish, but she would be able to help and be more familiar with that sort of thing. So I just send her a little message of like, this is the next project I need to be working on. Do you mind helping me, giving me some pointers of where to look?
Just
Yeah, I'll let you send off that message, but it is in there, but it is a
Mhm.
long-term goal at this point.
Yeah, and then she will look at not Cloudy. She will look at Mojave, and she will say, "How do you feel right now?"
I think in this moment, instead of answering, he's just sort of staring at his hand, flexing his fingers, watching the way the tendons move beneath the skin, just the subtle details of how the joints are put together, just taking a moment, really looking at, like, I have a body and it works and I am here. But instead of answering Scales, he just asks Cloudy, what's the difference between a spirit and a free spirit again?
Spirits in here usually don't have a tie. Well, naturally have a tie. They're normally just stay out on the astral until someone here calls them over. A free spirit doesn't need that to be here.
Mananangol is a free spirit. The spirits we met in the desert at that restaurant, free spirit.
Yeah, I
A
Technically,
spirit
I
on the
Vice.
material without a binder.
yeah,
Technically, Vice Musa,
yeah, just
the friend.
just asking, just asking. Well, I mean, I've I feel like I always did.
I mean, you are made of chaos. You were brought back by chaos. It is not so far fetched that you would have chaotic transformation to what you are meant to be.
I wasn't meant to be nothing, Scales. I'm just here.
You just see her lips like purse into a line. It's almost like she's forcing herself to stay quiet.
Well, okay, and that you got more experience working with spirits than I do, like in terms of how mages. Am I? Does this mean, Cloudy? Could people summon me?
No,
Okay, because that could get a little awkward if we're doing stuff and all of a sudden.
but they can try and tie you down.
Well, I don't love that.
If you're a classic free spirit. I haven't seen a free spirit do the soup thing.
The supulacrum.
Oh my gosh. To be fair, I don't think anybody free spirit, mage, or otherwise, does things quite the way I do.
Mojave, you are one of a kind. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
For better or worse, I know it.
I need to do a test to see how it might work. But shouldn't do it here.
Yeah. Did not expect to be home so early. Just looking around Oscar's office, I guess.
Yeah, and this is an office you are very familiar with, as it is right outside this office that you died.
Yeah, no, I remember. And right at that desk that we had our fight, right?
Yep, that is the exact desk.
Yeah, I remember.
Although Oz apparently replaced the desk. The desk did not used to be black wood. This one's now black wood.
I'm
I
sure the
think
carpets are new too.
I think that Morningstar feels a little like agitation. I think like while they're kind of talking and not looking directly at the camera or anything like that, there's just like the briefest twitch of her body, like as if something has like hit the side of her head, you know. And she will shut the call off. And she is sort of like just in the space of that warehouse, and she begins trying to learn as much as possible as far as like what it takes to lock down a spirit, right? Because she wants to almost like jumpstart the prevention, you know, so that someone can't lock him up while they're trying to get this job done. So she just immediately does not cope with whatever emotion she's feeling and gets to work.
Yeah, you can
try
go
to
check
find that
the magic forums.
Yeah. She's just going to peer through those, just casually reading through any information that seems pertinent. She'll like.
Roll me.
Has anyone on Reddit had this problem?
Yeah, this problem. Roll me computer, because we're just going surface level with this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess
A 3.
3. I mean, you get the basic rundown of what binding is, and just basically,
Mm-hmm.
you know, mages summon, unsummon, and bind spirits. And you bind a spirit, and you get it does some shit for you. Only a couple things, and then it disappears. That's sort of, you know, blanket how mages deal with spirits. Now, you know, it's a little weirder when the spirit is... Free spirits are not normally spoken about very often.
Right.
And when they are, generally if... You will find this out. Generally, if a spirit is a free spirit, they are not weak. Most free spirits are intensely powerful because they need to be to become their own anchor. Like, they have complete control of themselves. Mages have spoken about, if you're stupid enough to try to bind a free spirit, because the minute, even if you do successfully, the minute they're done doing what you want, they're now angry and able to just straight up kill you.
Right.
With no if, and, or but about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know of a few people who may have done something similar before with free spirits and may not care about the outcome. So I think that that's what she spends her time doing, you know, getting deeper into that, understanding that world, waiting for them to come back.
Now, obviously, Morningstar has hung up this call, and so I was like, I'll let your friend hang up. Your friend hung up.
Yeah.
So what do we do now?
Rubbing his face with both hands. That's a
You're
million-dollar question.
here.
Now I guess it's a time for Mojave. Be very, very careful about your name. Extra special careful.
Which name?
Whichever one is your true name. And that's for you to know and potentially never tell another soul.
Don't
Nodding
worry,
Myself
slowly.
included.
Nodding
don't
slowly.
worry, Mojave. We've got your back. We're your friends.
Because that's the only way someone else can do weird, wiggly magic fingers things to you. Like any other spirit.
How do? Probably wouldn't know how I know which one's which when. Well, I guess we'll find out when we get there.
Well, maybe we should start calling you like, I don't know, Sierra or Gobi.
I'm just gonna say that Jason like also called in because Morningstar went, "I'm done," but then Jason's like in the on his own phone, just like, "Yeah."
That's what I'm imagining.
Ooh, Death Valley.
I don't think that's really my style, Jay.
It could be ironic.
That's true. I was just trying to stick, with the theme, but name that's less you.
I mean, if Mojave is my like the desert is out there.
Ooh, hold on. Thought. What about like Sunday? Right? So like instead of desert, it's dessert, like misspelled, and then you pick a dessert like a Sunday, and then people think it's a day of the week. They will be so far off, no magical mumbo jumbo will touch you.
You know, Jay, I like the way you think.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Honestly, hold on. I actually gotta give some credit to the kid.
I like the way you think.
Goofy as shit, but I think that fucking works.
Hey, Oz. You know what?
Although with the Raven, I'm pretty sure Wednesday would be more appropriate, or the Crow,
Nah.
whatever.
See, I got both my eyes.
Also, I'm
You're a
pretty sure that was a
priest?
fucking magpie when I saw it. It's got the little white patch, right? That's magpies.
Yeah.
Yes. Fine.
Anyway,
Fine.
I mean, like, is the name that was me is also like. I just started calling myself this because it's the only thing I knew.
Hmm. But you're not exactly Ollie anymore, are you?
I mean, are you the same you was 3 years ago?
I didn't get my spirit blended with his chaos spirit.
I mean, don't. Oh, didn't you haven't you spoken to Papa Musa before? Couldn't you go asking the free spirit about this shit?
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
all
you know-
name themselves and shit.
it did occur to me, but with the world falling to bits around us and the biodome ticking over there, and us building a bomb to try and get, I'm putting that on the back burner for now.
That is true.
Seeing as we don't know what's going on, I doubt anybody who'd use it against me knows what's going on just yet.
I will say, probably a little late, but I did freeze the account.
Good, it's.
I'm a little
Right,
mad,
yeah.
actually, that I'm that dumb. It had a lot of charges I didn't recognize on it, so, she fucking, took a bunch of money. It wasn't the only count I had. Well, a decent amount.
He's got that bit of that old Ollie grin on his face. Don't you worry about a thing, Oz. We're gonna make sure the score's settled one way or the other.
I definitely believe that when it comes from you.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna be hanging there, ripping open a rift in my office for a while? Or are we... Am I driving him somewhere?
I mean, I don't... I'm gonna say this. Since I don't know how I got here, I don't know how to do it again just yet.
We can get Jay to drive out here.
Makes more sense for me to come to you. You're already like doorstep of the biodome. No reason to backtrack.
Hey, you all are on the front line already, right?
Yeah.
We are,
Yeah.
but we're the ones with the tank.
You think the Falcons don't got nothing that cloudy?
Yo! You do know that we like the... I'm going southern a little bit, sorry. You know that we run this city for the most part, right?
Took the words out of my mouth, Oz.
Do you have a tank?
Exactly... What was it, 24? One got flipped over, 23.
You guys got a veto, don't you?
4. Why?
Can I have one?
Jay, we've had this conversation before. Where you gonna put it?
It could be the new base. I will keep Mojave so safe. I'll give him his own room.
He's dying for a VTOL. Amphibious ain't good enough for you?
Amphibious. Okay, no. A lot of words being thrown out.
Yeah, we got a
words that-
van. It's amphibious. We call it amphibious.
All right, you know
It's the
what,
tank I
that's-
was talking about before. It can literally go through the water and
I
lands
tur-
and everywhere.
I turned an Ares Roadmaster into a submarine. Imagine what I could do with a VTOL. Just saying.
Okay, I'm actually a little curious what the fuck you could do with a VTOL.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it hasn't crossed my mind, but we do practical considerations here of where you're gonna put it, but also world falling down around us. Like we can, if we live, we have this conversation afterwards.
Yeah, we live in the VTOL. That's the idea.
It doesn't have amenities.
Not yet, it doesn't.
Man's gonna put fucking amenities in a fucking VTOL.
Anyway, this conversation can happen after we explode the biodome. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get back here.
All right.
Looks
Well,
like we're road tripping us.
Fucking guess I'm calling the boys now.
Ain't gonna. You know what? We'll burn that bridge when we get there too.
Now stop burning
I mean,
fucking
if
bridges.
y'all are,
Hey, look, it's-
leaving anyway, might as well come in as a group.
I mean, I did say that I was going around to rally the cavalry, didn't I? I told you I was doing that.
Yeah, I guess I mean, if we get there, we're going in. So whenever we get there, y'all better be ready to do something.
And they're screwing around in our city. No way we're not being involved.
Then how about we get? What time of day is it, Softy?
I'm gonna go. It's cloudy as shit, but no, it's weirdly dark due to spirit bullshit. But you can read the clock. It's probably about maybe noon 30.
Oh.
Like you've been, like you kind of like have. I imagine you guys have been here for a bit. You've rested. By the way, you all have rested. Any of you who might have some lingering damage or things like that, please repair that if it is
Alright.
still there.
You gain
Had
an
we rest? Did we basically get our 8 hours yet, or is this still
Yeah,
during
yeah, yeah.
said
We're
8 hour?
we're
Okay.
basically calling this like, you rested, you had your 8 hours, all of this has occurred. You've been doing a lot of things.
Do you get 8 edge back when you sleep? You get 1, right?
Yes, you get
per
one
s-
For
edge,
sleep?
one per good sleep.
one per good
Yeah.
sleep, and you all have had
Because I
a good
could do
sleep.
it. Yeah, I could do with an edge back.
So give yourself one edge. Make sure you're all settled and healed up. But yeah, so you all have
Then
rested.
I guess the next question is, do I get my spell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Think I'm not? You think I'm not giving you that spell before I sent you out into the field?
No, I
There
just wanted
was
to check. I
there
wanted
was
to
a
get the
deep
verified before.
there was a very
Like-
deep mage joy in that laugh.
What are you
This
talking
deep,
about?
mischievous mage joy came out of you.
Came up with a really, really good idea, so gotta give it to him.
Softy's like, do you think I'm going to deny you all your magic when I specifically made the new version of tea immune to magic? I want to see how effective this is.
Let's see, it made tea, except for magic. I specifically developed a thing to destroy all the electronics in his body.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason I was telling you that your suit won't keep you safe, Jay.
Y'all, so that's above table. None of that is said to actual Day, or I'm sorry, actual Jay. He will not leave the facility.
He'll never leave
He will
again.
never leave.
I mean, I have been very consistent from before the suit was finished.
Oh,
That's true, but
that
still.
was that reminds me. Someone's got to help Jay enchant his suit with some magic resistance.
You get Jay some adamantine, get that nice woven into the suit as anti-magic armor.
I mean, I happen to know. Sorry, we'll connive later.
yeah.
But yeah, no. So, is there any reason we can't be moving on this yet? Is Cloudy?
I think everyone's about rested up.
Yeah, Cloudy and Jay. Scales hung up. I don't know. You got to touch base with them. We need. If we're doing this, let's get our. What are we doing? We're doing it. Is the bomb ready?
Softy,
Yes.
is the bomb ready?
The bomb is as ready as it can be. It is an untested, very difficult thing that you are pulling off that requires what now you realize is a free spirit and a fully sapient AI.
May I do something reckless?
This depends. What would you like to? I mean, you know what? Actually, Elias,
May I do
you can do whatever you want.
May I be a little bit chaotic in honor of my friend Mojave? I would like to go to the portion of the building that is Vice, because I know he has like his roots and stuff, right?
Yeah, there's plenty of walls that are fully covered, some doorways that are blocked off.
Yeah. And I think she doesn't know how to communicate, with him in the way that the mages do, but she does think that he can hear her. And she
You've seen the way
puts
Mojave talks to him.
right, she puts her hand on one of the roots and just is there for a moment, because there's a lot about to happen, she's not aware that the others are planning to make a move with the bomb very soon, but just in general, right? It's coming to a head. But she begins whispering to Vice about how Mojave is a free spirit now, mentioning he's so new to this, he's going to need help. I don't know how to protect him, but you know how to protect him. Please help him. And she just kind of does that. does not know if he got the message or not. She just hopes that he did.
I'll give.
Um,
When coming into contact with Vice's vines, you are immediately struck by the warmth of them.
mm,
It is very much like touching a human body. There
Mhm.
is a give to these roots that surprises you. It's very much it's much more like grabbing a actual plant than the bark of a tree, even though it does look like bark.
mm,
And there is this
mhm.
this deep red veining that kind of pulses through it. You can feel what almost is like a heartbeat. And as you're whispering this,
Mhm.
in a very quick moment, one of the roots or piece of it quickly moves out and wraps around your wrist.
Oh, my heart. Okay.
And you hear the voice of Vice. Nothing's given without a price.
I
Baby
made you
dear.
so much soup.
A baby deer's gotta learn to walk. Unless you want to put him on a leash early. Up to you.
She hears him, and I think there's. It's weird. It's like a part of her knew it, like something instinctual, right? Because while it's not magic, the Matrix operates similarly. Nothing is actually for free on the Matrix. And she shakes her head and says, "A different me would have chosen the leash. I am trying to be the person he believes I am. Thank you anyway." And she puts her forehead to one of the vines, just like in a moment of um really just her trying to like relax for a second. Um and then when she says that, she will pull away and return back to what she was doing before.
And as you go to move away, obviously you are released, let go. As you move away, you hear the sound of click, 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 click. Something hits the ground. Something light, almost plastic, hits the ground. And if you were to turn around and look down at the ground, you see a bright, hot pink poker chip with black lines on it, kind of radiating out, nice gold detail. And on it, in the center is a nice image and the Vice Hotel. And if you were to look at this thing, on one side, it's just that picture. The other side, you can see things, and you'll tell that, written in small letters all the way around is its denomination. And it is a 000 chip, which is very strange. And you'll notice that this chip is not actually made of plastic, but made of a very light, lacquered wood.
Okay.
And one side has what appears to be a knife mark in it, like as if someone had tallied through the back of it. Now you hold this object, and you hear, very warmly upon picking it up, a laugh. And it strikes you oddly in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. Vice once made himself, in a moment that he was angry and posturing and proving a point of rage where Musa had not calmed him down yet, that you saw your grandfather in him for a moment. But this laugh fills your gut strangely. Because it's too warm and comforting. You don't like having that mindset, being forced to suddenly, you thought of Vice in one way, and you have been given so much evidence that Vice is very clearly not the way he portrays.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that there is a part of you that's wishes everything had been different, and wishes that your grandfather's laugh could have been like this. He wasn't a monster. You actually could have gotten to know a real person.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't know what to do with it just yet, but she thinks that in the moment where it'll matter, it'll become clear. And she holds the coin in her, or rather the token in her hand, and she'll kind of put it over her where her heart is for a second, and she will slip it into her pocket. And her eyes will linger on the roots of the tree or the vines rather, for a moment, and then just nod and head back towards the kind of more main area of the warehouse. And I think she's like deeply contemplating what it would look like if she had an actual grandfather. Would she have met Mojave? Would she have met Cloudy and Jason and all these people that have had such a deep effect on her? And she begins contemplating sacrifice. Yeah.
You will return back to the area where Jay is and Cloudy's body before he returns to it, after your communion with Vice. Cloudy, you may return to your body whenever you wish.
Sure, let's go ahead and get it.
So,
I will
slither
be
in.
right back.
Oh, yes?
I will be right back. I just need to grab something.
Jay will be inside of his artificial body as well.
Yeah, there's the as we're at least keeping the line open with Jay as Cloudy goes back, because we do still have to make a plan.
You know, learning this about Mojave, it gives Jay hopes for his future.
I hope my silence speaks the volumes that it is that are contained within.
A ghost in the machine.
I'm just a ghost, man. It took dying to get here.
It's just a ghost. There's no machine necessary.
There is no machine. I'm so bad at machines. I only learned how to use a phone 5 days ago.
Right, but Jason's idea is to be a ghost in the machine. You know, if it ever comes from.
So, I want to wait for Rissa, but we're gonna slide to Mojave and Oz real quick. Mojave, while you are over at the Golden Wing, basically any conversations aside, Oz has now, it is now game time. So he's making calls and he's calling upon the boys. And, Oz was always smart. He was always definitely a good, delegator, but he's definitely come into that role in a much grander scale. And, he's a very good Don. He's a good leader.
Sort of as the Don takes over and my brother Oz, that facet of the person is turned towards the task at hand. Off to the side, arms crossed, just watching him work, taking in them vibes, seeing, the man he has become in these years we've been apart. As also in the back of my mind, there's just like, yeah, them boys. I really did give old Marshall a scare. What are they gonna think? This is about to be interesting.
This is about to be very interesting. Because I will give you a real quick rundown. Basically, any conversations we have, we can have there, but I'll just say, throughout the whole process of any conversations you'd like to have, Oz will complete his project, complete talking to everybody. You and him will exit down, end up in the garage at the basement, and you will be struck with the realization that every single member of the group that helped shoot you is now a leader.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Every single one of them is standing there with a special little silver pin that signifies exactly what placement they are, with Marshall's being a little bit bigger as he's kind of directly under the boss.
As we are doing this, I gotta ask, how do they react? Because, only a handful of people saw me when I stopped by the Golden Wing prior, and the information of my return is not something that is without repercussions. How far has the information spread within the Falcones, and what does the reaction seem to be? What do their faces do as they're suddenly faced with this ghost from the past?
When you do come down the elevator, you definitely see that all of them were in some form of conversation. And you do remember that when Oz was doing the conversations, one of the calls was very clearly to Marshall, and he definitely said something along the lines of, get them ready, but actually get them ready. I'm not going to be alone. And it seems like maybe Marshall was given that okay to disseminate some information here. And so they're all talking amongst each other. There's, before they really take notice, there's a lot of faces of, like, confusion, worry, like, maybe that not fully believing it, even though they're being told this. And then the minute they catch sight of you, there are mixtures of dread, fear, and a couple people that just so immediately is shame. And these two that kind of show shame are Travis and Micah. And the reason that they show so much shame is they were your boys before that night. They had always said they were loyal to you until that night.
Yeah, that is noticed. I'd say as the elevator doors open, we're back with my brother. We're back with the boys. We are visually back in full Ollie mode. The body language is there. The old swagger is there. The head is held once again at that old familiar angle, and the grin is right there, straddling the line between absolutely arrogant and laughing at some private joke. But I feel like as the faces turn, the only thing... Hey, boys, long time no see. Looks like we're going to war together after all.
All of them are sort of in that pause for a moment, as they're kind of grappling with what do we say versus what does the Dawn okay with us saying here? And like a lot of them look at Oz, and he's just sitting there next to you, kind of a little bit stone-faced, but he just sort of nods to all of them. And though there's a lot of awkwardness, Travis
They
and
only
Micah.
shot holes.
Oh yeah. Travis and Micah step forward, and I guess the best way to put it is they seem, and you remember when you knew them. The reason that you liked them back in the day is that they weren't afraid to look what they would consider death in the face. Even if they thought the worst would happen to them, they would still face it. And so they walk up to you, even with their shame, and just very calmly and politely, as much as they can, are just, good to see you, boss. Well, yeah, no. And like looks at Oz to make sure that was okay to say, and he's just nodding.
Sort of the clasps their hands, not like the handshake, but the clasp on the wrist and the pat on the shoulder. It's good to be back. Back proper.
He's kind of, I'd say like Travis is definitely big man, but Micah's a little bit, a little more weaselly, and he's just, guess you really were a monster, eh?
Yeah, it takes more than bullets to keep me down. You know what we're up against here? Today?
And, they're kind of like, they like nod. They're a little haunted for a moment, but a lot of them are just nodding. And you can tell that some of them have taken injuries. One of them does not have his suit coat anymore, and you can definitely tell that shirt has been damaged. He lost his jacket in whatever got his ass, but he's still standing there with a rather large assault rifle.
I just arms spread. You know what they say: when the world ends, the dead will rise, kingdom come, right? Well, I'm back, and it's coming. Y'all saw the blood rain. If we're going down swinging, and we're gonna go down grinning all the way, yeah? But more importantly, we ain't going down till we put them in the ground first.
A good couple of the boys reach into their like kind of down their collars, and they'll pull out crosses. And most of the boys that are doing this are actually mages, and they are basically Catholic mages. And basically hold it, and they're like nodding as you talk about basically the absolute description of hell rising to earth, and the Revelations idea of the dead's gonna rise, everything's gonna come back up, and they're like sitting
Look me in
there.
the face and say I ain't here, huh?
And it's sort of more in this, they become more and more like amicable, and they're like, yeah. And like Oz is right next to you, like he kind of puts his hand, like does that kind of clasp, like smack on your back, but clasps the other shoulder, and like raises his hand to his boys. And very much there's this, I guess, this break in the ice that was in the room. Everything is still there in the background. There's definitely still going to be some thoughts, but for the moment, there is something else to think about. They are going to war. The boys are getting in the tanks. It's time to do something for the city, so they are willing to follow, and we'll think about it later. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Falcone.
Cathages roll out.
Cathages roll out, and though my brain is not good enough to repeat it, they will repeat the Falcone motto. And you know what? I actually can do this properly. Some of them will repeat it in English of to live and die a Falcone.
Yep. We're rallying the troops for this road trip. Vegas up in arms!
I do love the concept that Jason is still on the phone, and he's just hearing this whole speech, and then just, to live and die as a Falcone! Yeah!
Yeah. Phone still on, just in the pocket for now, because we have plans to make.
Autobots roll out.
Autobots roll out. And
not until we know where we're rolling and what we're gonna do when we get there.
Right. And you're basically easily able to tell the boys basically where to go, which is not hard when you all do, basically once you're in the tanks, you're all in constant communication. They are connected to each other. And the minute you're out on the road, Vice apparently got the message, as a lot of the red walls have suddenly been torn apart. It's not in the entire city, but he basically helped make a beeline for where the warehouse will basically strike the battleground. So he makes it a lot easier to get through the city.
Don't worry, boys. I spoke to the stoplights. We're good.
I spoke to the stoplights, we're good.
I spoke to the stoplights! I rallied the crabs!
You rallied the crustacean nation! As you are headed to the warehouse to join with your compatriots, every now and again through the basically alleys, you'll notice there is another group of vehicles on a different street also heading towards the warehouse. And you'll notice that every one of these vehicles is very specific. Every one of them is either entirely or the basically along the side, like the doors and the side of the car, are wine red. Like that kind of almost pinkish, almost purplish hue. And there is a massive, giant, like Vice Hotel logo on the side of these. And a lot of flowers. There's a lot of flowers all over them. They're a lot more... They're almost pinker than you would expect the Vice Hotel security to be. And
Hey!
it doesn't take 2 more clicks to go, wait a minute, and realize this is Rue and her boys. She is bringing her boys along with her. There is also alongside of them some actual black trucks that are massive. They are basically monster trucks. They are full-on lifted, full roll cage F-250 style trucks. And all of them have the same logo on them, though it is much smaller and difficult to identify from this far away. You do not know who that is, but context clues, you're assuming that's Rue's brother? And I'll give that for context clues. Who else would be riding directly alongside Rue?
Yeah. If the trucks are holding hands, like...
The trucks are holding hands, they're probably involved
on our
of some
side, at
form.
least, in which case I don't have to worry about it.
I'm imagining these big lifted like coal throwing diesel trucks, but so close that the like driver and passenger of the trucks are holding hands, like reaching out and holding hands.
It is actually fun. Yeah, I gotta give this. And you know what? Anyone who wants to see this of the players can. But when they're coming up, they're gonna get real loud. A lot of very loud cars are about to show up directly outside this warehouse. And as they show up, the vines are gonna start moving from windows and areas, and the whole warehouse is suddenly lit up because it's opened. And you'll see just how much space there is in here. Anyone wants to see this, the black trucks will, at least one of them, and one of the wine red cars is going to pull in. This black truck is massive. On the side of it is what appears to be the logo for a pig farm and butchery. And then a little bit down the side of it, as if it's a racing truck with multiple stickers on it, is another for a waste disposal company. And out of this truck, and he is the first one out of this truck. The first person out of the wine red car is a man in a basically velvet suit, but he's quickly running to the back of his vehicle. He is definitely not fat as in unhealthy, but fat as in strong man big. He looks like he might be able to lift that truck if he tried. He's a very big man. He actually matches the truck's size and who should probably be riding in it. And he gets out, and he is sleeves rolled up, very much looks like that working man, suspenders on, and kind of turns and looks at all of you. And the one thing that stands out about him, one thing that kind of is out of place, is he has hot pink eyes. And they kind of glow. He also has this kind of mop of unnaturally red hair. And when the man in the velvet suit is able to open the back of that wine red car, a familiar woman comes and steps out of it, and it is Rue. Although she is much more, I'd say, sensibly dressed, athletically as it were.
I mean, if Elle Woods was going to war.
As if Elle Woods was going to war, with a rose gold gun at her hip. She's nothing but, if not themed. And about the time that those two kind of get out, one of the big, large trucks with the Golden Wing logo on it pull in. Out gets Oz and Mojave.
Oh, yeah.
Just so that everyone can communicate and talk. Everyone is here. If anyone wants to have gone back and had a small conversation, they can. But if you want to, everyone can communicate with everybody now.
I think once everybody's here, specifically once Mojave is here, that's when Morningstar will feel comfortable to appear. And what she does, like, it's definitely like full snake glory. Like, she just slithers out of the door, and is kind of looking down at a lot of them, due to her size. But she makes a beeline for Mojave. And she's looking at him.
Yeah,
and says,
leap out of the truck, like, still angled slightly, like,
Mhm.
you know when you're not actually pulling somebody with you, but like socially, psychically, you're pulling somebody along with you. His aura is still pulling Oz along as he approaches Scales.
She says, "Well, good, you are in one piece." And her eyes flick over to Oscar.
Yeah, I mean, I did say I have no intention to leave just yet. Anyway, yeah, Scales, meet Oz. Oscar, come over here. I gotta. About time you met my friend.
Oz walks
Hello.
up.
By the way, yeah, she's the snake lady.
Oz has a whole moment where he kind of is like trying. He's not trying to look you up and down. It's more just you are a full snake and very tall. He's definitely having a moment of.
And Mojave did in no way warn him about this.
Right.
No.
And all he saw of you on a phone call, he did not realize your size. And he's very much, you are... it is very nice to meet you.
It is good to meet you too.
Been like a sibling to me, this one.
Oh. Well, something in common. And he holds his hand out to Morningstar as like a handshake. Something in common, eh?
That, I think in her mind, there's a moment where she's looking at his hand and she's just like, she's like human contact with someone that isn't my crew. But
Just
she does.
Just that moment of eye contact with Mojave, just like that subtle, not quite a nod, but spiritually nodding, like, yeah, no, please.
Yeah, and she'll take his hand and shake it and say, "It is so lovely to meet you too."
This is, I'm not gonna lie. When they said snake lady, I
Did not think
wasn't...
literally.
Amazing.
Honestly, kind of wasn't expecting to meet two in my lifetime. Really.
Two.
Yeah, I've met, oh no, what's one of the bosses from the Loki son?
Jormungandr.
Jormungandr, yeah. It was a long time ago. Well, okay, relatively long time ago. It's only about a year.
You
But-
met my mother.
Oh, she's...
Yeah.
Yes.
The way she talked about her kids, I thought they were, like, young, small. Not...
Well,
How old is she?
my mother.
She don't She don't look how old I assume she is now.
No, she is an older snake. I suppose she is right age for Naga, but perhaps you will consider her old.
But yeah, when I tell you, Oz, Scales here, best hacker you ever did see.
You know, that's
She
something
gives
good.
like a almost like embarrassed smile. She like because she definitely hacked into like his black eye shit.
Yeah,
So
there's that
she's
glint in
like,
his eye
I
as he's
mean-
like,
I mean, you know, anyone who can break down that expensive of a black ice program is probably a pretty good hacker. I spent good money on that.
There's also things she has done which rivals this one. We'll go ahead and point over at Mojave for doing impossible wacky shit.
hey.
well, okay, maybe we don't put all my shit out there. Anyway, hi, nice to meet you.
I am not allowed to tell you what said wacky shit is. Let's just say it's gotten to that point where I can't say what that wacky shit is.
Morningstar's very embarrassed. She's like, "Fuck." I've been
When
exposed.
I told you that my friends are good at what they do, I wasn't kidding.
Good at what they do, and apparently about as crazy as you are.
Birds of a feather, eh?
Oh, that's remember that line.
Mojave is not crazy. He is quite sane.
No, I'm raving mad.
No, hold on. My brother is fucking insane. Love him to death. He's fucking nuts.
I think she smiles because truly she does not think he's crazy at all. She's like, for her, she's like, in my world, he's the least crazy. Like, but she, doesn't argue. She just kind of smiles and says, "Right, we should all go inside."
Yeah, you're right. We don't got time for small talk with the world ending.
Right, perimeter should be set just in case, and she'll slide back into the warehouse.
And about after this meeting, I'll say that Rue and her brother kind of walk up. Rue very quickly jumps Mojave.
Yeah,
It's
greet him
like-
with a hug.
She's just so happy to see you.
The cavalry's all here.
When everyone's making introductions, Jason would walk up and just give, I guess, Ollie a handshake. Oh wait, not Ollie.
Oscar.
I mean, you can give me
give
a handshake too if you want. I am here.
Sure. I'll give Oscar.
Everyone's
a
getting handshakes. Got multiple hands.
Well, no, I'm in.
No, he's in his troll.
You're in the
He's
troll.
back.
Technically does have multiple hands.
He has two.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Oz definitely looks up like, you. Another big guy. All right, didn't know that one.
Shake hand. Is it cold like metal, or does it have like slightly warm skin?
Well, actually, I guess he can do a roll for that to see if he sees if he falls
One
for
way or
that.
the
Yeah,
the
it's-
moment that comment is made, Ollie leans close to him like, between you and me, take a peek at him with your magic eyes.
But yeah, I think it's difficulty but he has like that realism thing when the Mexoid's got like artificial
Yeah.
skin and all that stuff.
yeah. You honestly, you would have fooled Oz up until Mojave kind of got you.
Nudge, 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 nudge.
Yeah, on
I must have
Oz's
got a blueberry filling.
sensing, I roll now. Yeah. It does not take a lot, and he just looks up at you like, and you watch his eyes drift, and he is very much looking at where your real head should be. It's like inside, like, hi.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
this metal donut full of blueberry jam.
Yeah, what'd you say? Yeah, what did we say? Birds of a feather, birds of a fucking feather.
Yeah, this one took an Ares Roadmaster and turned it into an amphibious tank.
You can all see it when you come inside. Come,
Yeah.
please.
Like looking at the amphibious, just they're inside.
Oh, they're inside now. Okay, because I was like, Morningstar would be like,
Yeah, we were not
"Get
doing
in
this
the fucking-"
outside. We were not doing
No,
this
no, 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 no.
outside.
They
She
pulled
only
the
Started
leader.
snatching people.
Yeah, the 3 leader cars pulled up inside.
Okay.
Although fine, that means like Marshall is in there, but he is sitting on the car. He's like, I'm not gonna look at anybody. I'm still dealing with everything. I'm gonna guard this car with my life. I'm just gonna sit here cross-armed and hold
While
my
the
cross.
While the introduction is happening with Jason, I think that because I know the way Marshall behaved, to tease him, she will like with her tail, she'll just like slap the back of his neck. Not hard to hurt him or anything, but just like, a little tap with it.
like,
And she'll look at him and smile and say, "Relax. Danger is out there. You are safe here."
Fucking.
And normally I'd say I'm not nearly as crazy as the rest of them, but
You just keep
Whistle.
it hidden better.
Ben just kind of slaps their. I rehabilitated a watery death spirit, so I don't have as much to say.
Yeah. You know how I made soup for the LA Bay while we was going up against a Vera, Spirit of Death by Drowning out there, and Cloudy here took a little souvenir.
What?
Rehab one of her
Cloudy.
kids.
Cloudy is quite capable, and he is very powerful. So
That's
yes.
honestly amazing. How the hell did you? And he goes like a little bit in mage nerd mode as he's just like looking at Finn. It's like he saw Finn before, but learning what Finn actually is, he's like, how did you?
We extracted the egg from somebody of Vera's seed. It was a whole mess. There was parasitizing souls out there. We took care of them out.
Basically had him feed on my magic for small periods and slowly incorporated the blood of the LA Bay that was given to us as a gift to help purge the darker aspects and turn him into a good boy.
Yeah, now he's a
and
little-
give him good like little feathery scritches
Mhm.
right by his gills.
Oh,
and
Cloudy,
it's
Cloudy,
just-
show him the hat trick.
Finn, hat trick.
Finn like pause and then hops up and flips and turns into a nice leather cowboy hat.
Mojave's just grinning.
Matching in the
So-
astral. It should be
It's like Oz is legitimately like just actually fucking impressed. He's like, I am not normally a spirit mage. I got boys for that, but that shit's fucking amazing.
He is my child, and things will go very, very wrong if things happen to him.
I can
Speaking of
completely
children,
understanding that. Are we speaking to children?
everybody who has children, and she kind of like is glancing around because she knows like some of these like gangsters and whatnot have families,
Oh yeah.
and she's
Like
like,
Midori.
right, like Midori, who will introduce himself if he feels comfortable. I will not force him. But anyone who has children, they all are out of the city. Yes.
Most of them are nodding, and then one fairly older dude that's kind of like hanging more. He was driving one of the cars that's still outside, and he's kind of like leaning against like the garage door as sort of like a small guard. He just like listens over, and from the back, he's just like, "Nah, she too stubborn to listen." And then from farther back outside, just like, "Shut up, Dad."
Love. All right. Well, other than stubborn ones, things are about to get. Well, they're not great now. They're going to get worse. Just want to make sure that you protect yourself and your families before we start.
I think
So that
Rue
time we
lets
clean
out.
up Vegas.
Rue lets out like kind of almost a giggle, like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about any of us. This is our
I-
living."
I think that like the minute she starts talking, scales her scales go various shades of pink. almost like in response to her voice. But then she looks at Brew and says, "Well, I'm glad I don't have to worry about you."
You don't have to worry about anyone too much. Trust me. I'm sure everything's going to be just fine. And then she kind of goes back to actually no, she's probably this whole time has been hanging on Mojave.
I figured that's why I said something to her, because I figured she was right there.
Just like one arm draped over her shoulder. We're gonna make it so.
I feel like the very awkward gentleman, kind of, the tall one like leans in like, I'm Gus. I'm her brother. Also Vice's kid. Nice to meet everybody. This is real fucking weird.
Nice to meet you proper, by the way. Sorry I had to say hi and run earlier.
Yeah, that was, it was definitely a little bit weird, but not the weirdest shit I have seen.
Right.
Not the weirdest circumstance I've had to meet someone in.
Has Mojave given you all the lowdown of exactly what we are going up against? You are aware of what you are fighting, yes?
Well, big giant fucking blood spirit and a whole army of fucking demons. Blood rain, techno weird shit.
Dr. quote unquote calls herself a Dr. Sandra Richter, aka Bloody Mary, from this point on known as Silly Sandy.
Oh yeah, that fucking bitch stole my goddamn money.
Yeah, we're gonna take back what's owed. She trashed our city, and we're gonna make sure she pays.
However, I want to make something incredibly clear. If a kill shot becomes opportune, that belongs to Cloudy.
Is that just for her? Like just for Richter, right?
Just for
Richter.
everyone
That's
else
fine.
that is an enemy, you take them out.
Okay, that's fine. Because when I get going, I kind of lose track. So if there's just one person, that's fine.
Am I out of line to saying, Cloudy, if it's a choice between giving you the kill and she getting away?
I have a plan for hopefully that won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And pulls out a little bell.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think personal grudges are any reason to go back, to hold back. Not in this circumstance, not here, not now. Now when the streets are running red with blood.
If all of us can't do it, and Rain lets her get away, then sure.
You met Uncle too?
And he very well might be coming here shortly. How long does it take for him?
Yeah, did I mention to you, Rue, he owes us a favor?
You did mention that. Oh my god, I haven't seen my uncle in so long. But it doesn't take him very long to get here. It's just, when he gets here, Dad and him start talking, and then you don't want to be in that room.
So don't ring this now.
No.
Probably
They will
not.
get
It's
distracted.
like probably an emergency situation. But I mean, right now, Daddy's pretty busy, so it's probably gonna be just fine.
Yeah, they're not gonna start the whole chatting, oh, we're saying goodbye, no, we're not saying goodbye, standing on the doorstep for 3 more hours, here on the edge of warfare. They're gonna wait until after for that.
So ring it now
2 minutes to
to brief
midnight.
him?
Maybe. I mean, if you want to ring it now, you can.
I look over towards Mojave.
Well, is this worth catching? Is this worth catching in that favor now? If you ring it now, you've got him, got his guarantee. If you wait till you're sure you need it, if you don't end up needing it, you'll have it for later. It's all about what's it to you, Cloudy.
This is our favor. I'm just the one holding the bell.
I am willing to wait until it is absolutely necessary. We may still be able to take her down ourselves. Plus, we have all this help. And she kind of gestures to the group.
Bell goes back into pocket.
Well, I guess I'll have to wait to the family reunion.
Right.
I mean, hey, you know, when me and the crew end up heading back to LA, I can swing by and tell him you said hi.
I'd love that. Thank you.
Squeeze.
I will go and get 404 and Boar's Head. Because this is technically their space, and we just brought people here.
Dog, they have been in the archway this entire time. 404 is like kind of doing that cover your face thing, looking over at Ollie like she's just kind of like sucking in air that like, I should probably talk to that kid, but not ready.
I go over to 404 and I say, what are you doing?
I'm just contemplating stuff, you know? Wasn't immediately thinking. I mean, I should have known that I was going to have to talk to Oz.
Yeah. I mean, you better do it now because I don't know what happens after.
Yeah, might as well do it. Well, we are all amicable here.
Do you need bodyguard?
I don't need a body. Goodness. Young lady, I have been doing this for years.
Yes, but you are aging. You know, you're in your grandmother era.
I'm fucking sorry. And she, under her breath, goes into a full tirade in Aztlan Spanish at high speed. Full on Spanish mom.
Yeah, I think she's fully just like grinning at her before like encouragingly, shoving her towards Oscar. But yeah, she's just, said the thing to break her out of her moment where she was sort of locked up in anxiety. So
yeah, and those two like share kind of a slightly awkward, just like Oz, Mari, and then mostly just business talk at that point. They're literally talking like, at this point it's everyone who's standing there, they're kind of invited in, that's the leaders as it were, and with a lot more light in the room, like they're standing around basically a table discussing. Rue has knowledge of when Vice is going to open the gateway. Gus, as he's put, Vice's son, has a lot more information of what information that his boys have discovered while flitting around in there. How far it is really to the biodome. You learn that there is a bit of a space-time continuum fuck up. Basically, it is the distance got longer somehow, even though that's not how that should work.
Nod.
Yeah, it's a lot of, as they put it, tides of astral just energy that's kind of flipping and warping what space you are actually standing in at what time.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense, I say, having accidentally invented teleportation.
And so, yeah, basically, they know, or at least Vice will open it during what can be nicknamed low tide. When the waves are the shortest, it's a lot shorter of a distance. You can get there without too much damage or time or just getting lost in the astral sea, basically.
Okay.
And then Braindead, 404 basically expresses, this is what the Matrix is looking like. it's unfortunately necessary due to the noise barrier that's still sort of fucking around when you get close, that the technomancers are going to have to get in the cars and get closer than she wants to, but there's not a lot of other options here. And then Oz is talking about his boys and basically more of the meat space, discussing here's where one group can go, here's where Rue's boys can go, here's how we're going to drive this, what technomancer should be in which car or vehicle, which vehicle's the best, and some of the people that Oz calls up to talk about, actual tank mechanics start gushing about the Amphibious and how fucking cool that car is when they walked past it.
Yeah, Dragon's floating around, like making the introductions. Who should be talking to Jay? Who should be talking to Scales? Who should be talking? No, you two, don't be awkward. Y'all both got me killed, and yet here I am being friendly with you. You can certainly be friendly with each other.
Yeah. I do want to ask you a weird question, Softy.
Please.
Would it be helpful to actually, I lied. I feel like that won't be helpful, so never mind. Yeah, no, I think Morningstar does take time with the other technomancers to familiarize them with what she understands about what they're facing. You know what I mean? And how, like, the differences that it has in comparison to the normal Matrix shit, the weird kind of glitchy things that are happening. And she lets them know about the what do we call them? The little nanobots? Did we call them nanobots? The weird
the nanites.
Yeah,
Nanites.
nanite sludge blood stuff that some of these things have, and to be very careful about that. That's probably something she shares also with, like, just in general, because it does manifest in, like, meat space. So she does let everybody know about that and to watch out for it, because that could damage all kinds of things, to just be aware that that's happening. And I'm trying to make sure that there's nothing else, but yeah, she just wants everybody to be as prepared as possible, because it's only gonna get weirder. And we're gonna bomb the biodome. So yes.
I mean, you know what? It was built with Falcone money. We got the right to demolition it if we want.
Yeah, and then I think she also just coaxes Midori into introducing himself, because they're essentially, people are going to be having to protect watching both Midori's back and Mojave's when we go to launch this fucking bomb, so kind of just coax Midori into saying hello so that people can be familiar with him.
And yeah,
Yeah,
talking about the bomb and just being like, hey, here's this thing, here's this shit, we need to do this massive hoopla because of X, Y, and Z, and these are the two we're going to need to make sure it get there nice and safe. Midori up on the table. Not
Also,
an option.
Also,
that
we've
moment-
never done this before, so it's a little untested. Like,
But also that moment of this watermelon on legs is your nephew, Oz. Say hi.
Hello, Uncle. I am now actually a bomb.
Morningstar's just like sagely nodding her head.
Attaboy.
Fist bump, Midori.
Like,
He
it's
does a
totally
little-
normal.
he bends his little sharp point to fist bump you back.
We shall succeed.
Yeah.
I believe we also have the aid of the Crustacean Nation.
We do.
Are they here?
Steve, Barrett, the like, they're gonna pull through.
I hope so. They were having a little bit of civil war.
There is just that moment of hand on face as he's once again facing the reality of his life, that this is something that I have done and am doing, and they are here and they are our allies.
Right.
This battle is going to be a explosive event.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Good one, Jay.
Morningstar like giggles a little bit, because you need those moments, because shit is about to get real funky. And then she I don't know if we're like done talking about plans and stuff, but she does want to finish it up, warning them about T and his. I don't want to call them clones because they're not really clones.
The
with him, but,
lowercase
like,
squad.
Acolytes.
yeah, his
Acolytes.
acolytes. Yeah, and she gives them the full rundown. Like they
Yeah.
are probably wearing anti-mage shit.
We sent the dossier to the Falcons previously, but now we're pulling it up on the big screen to show everybody else.
And then she does not show the video with Frenzy because that's 404's kid and that's, you know, trauma. But she does show them the one with Lotus because she wants them to understand that while this is T, and there's a likelihood that T will not show up here, right? That there is a likelihood it will be his followers, but if this is their leader, you can expect this type of brutality and worse from them.
And if he doesn't show up here, but he shows up any point after,
Right.
kill on sight.
Right. And so she gives them as much of a lowdown as she can so they can be prepared for what they might come across.
So
yeah.
what we're gonna do, yeah? As I understand it, my crew here, we're gonna sneak in and plant the bomb. Well, we get the army, as it was, keeping the monsters busy to buy us a big enough window to get in, drop the thing, set it off, and hopefully get out.
And find the ringleader so she never does it again.
Mm-hmm. Do we got a layout of the place?
Oh, Gus. Yes, I got. Rue, if you don't stop, I swear. And he pulls out from his pocket an actual piece of what can only be described. It's, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but birch paper. Like it is the strip of birch, and he lays it down. And as he lays it down, he sort of taps it, and it completely flattens against the table. And he puts his hand on it, and you watch this shift of red veins go down his arm into his hand, and he lets it kind of crush, and his hand crush against the birch paper. When he lifts it, you see spreading out from that point almost what looks like red ink that reaches out and out into a perfect blueprint of what appears to be the biodome, at least whatever it is now. You can see where, even ignoring the tides, it has already become truly distorted. The central biodome appears to be the same, but everything around it is morphed wrong. There are patches on here that he, like, wherever he's got this information has completely blotched out in red, and he points to them and goes, "These spots we do not go. This is, I don't know what to describe it as other than sentient, violent hamburger."
I mean, that's about accurate.
We've faced that, yes.
Cool.
Don't go near them. They will eat you.
As far as I can tell, it can reach out with a limb that's about 50 feet long.
Okay. I will...
It thwacked one of my little dudes out of the sky.
Oh. Softy, when we went against the weird hamburger, or the stomach, was it the stomach? The stomach.
You fought a few of them. The stomach one was known as the sepulcher.
Yes.
The closest thing to like a flat hamburger thing was the red walls, and they themselves did not move, but the sepulchers sat atop them.
Right. So okay. So maybe I have to do a roll for this, I don't know, but I'm going to essentially take a screenshot of the map he's provided, the information to which, you know, he said there's like an arm that can go out for about 50 feet, the stuff that we experienced when we went up against this thing. And I kind of want to create almost like outline imagery that goes around it, and then send that image to all the technomancers, so that everyone has the same fucking layout. And do you know what I mean with those different modifications and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, I see what you're doing. You're trying to give everyone their map that's really important. Like there's a physical map, digital map. There's like this is that shit. Everything's gonna get real funky inside.
Yeah.
And here's where you don't want to be.
Yeah, it'll be outlined in red.
But yes, he reveals the map to everybody. You are. Is there anything else you would like to bring up or gain information of in this?
Can we see, like, do we have, where are we going to try and set off our bomb? What is our drop point, as it were?
From what my little dudes got before they got smacked out the sky, right here, and he points to right in front of the biodome, where the front entrance would have been, there is something I don't... Okay. I do know how to describe it. I think I know who it is astrally, but she looked real fucking different. I've actually seen Manananggal a very long time ago. This is her signature. But what I saw was about 100 feet long and had about 100 arms. And I didn't like it.
Shudder.
But from what I can tell, I think it's stuck. Because its ass end didn't fucking move out of that biodome.
Wait a minute.
Stuck?
What?
Like, basically, like, alright, so point here, and he points to something biodome. So it starts here, and we saw a long-ass body, and it was, like, moving itself in, like, a weird-ass semicircle. But even when I had one of the boys, like, trying to piss it off, it never pulled all the way out. And it didn't seem to move from that 100-foot range. Like, if that's Manananggal, whatever the fuck she did, she's now stationary.
No, it sounds like
Hermit
Great,
crab,
good.
dog on a leash.
she needed how many bodies to operate whatever was in the biodome? That's a stitched together body.
There were 100 seats.
We're looking at 100.
Oh, that's
got
fucked.
to be.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I so sorry. I was under the assumption I shouldn't have assumed anything. And she just very, very quickly does the like, which machine is this? The Mac, the fucking 10, the 5. Which version is
This
it?
is This is the Mark
Unit.
V.
Mark 5.
The Mark
Yes.
5. Yes. It's so.
And which ones did we deal with before? The Mark 1?
The Mark 1.
Yeah, it was the Mark 1 in the lab.
Okay. Start to describe our experience with the Mark 1. The weird astral techno entity made of 3 people, and how much of a goddamn hassle we went through.
Right.
I mean, the key is we got to keep it busy. We got to get it fighting itself. We got to get in there. We got to plant this bomb. We set it off. We figure it out from there.
Morningstar gives them all the schematics of what the Mark 1 had looked like, with all the 3 beings or whatever, and that this is meant to hold at least 100, so like just everything exponentially higher with what the Mark 1 is. So they all have that information, especially the technomancers.
We need to draw out their forces so that they're kept busy while we're doing the dirty work.
Right.
You see this, because there are only 3 technomancers right now. There's you, 404, and Boar's Head. But there are a shit ton of Deckers in this room who are terrified.
Yeah. It's bad.
Because they fear the electric feedback. I mean, obviously, when a living persona gets taken out, yes, it's very damaging. The jacking has the same pain to you, but they're people who normally could cult sim, and they know they can't. They know they can't hide behind that barrier. It's just not safe. They need all the power they need, and they have to put themselves either in a lot of danger or make themselves weaker. So you see these deckers are like sweating. They're like,
Yeah, I mean, Morningstar doesn't sugarcoat it. You know, she lets them know like exactly what it's going to be, and especially the fact that there is no longer the safety of meat space, astral, and matrix being on different realm. Like we go in there, everything is happening at the same time. You
And-
know, so
And for what it's worth, the entire time, Mojave, for the benefit of mostly the Falcones, because they know his reputation that he once had, but for everybody in general, we are stone cold confident as is physically possible to portray. No hesitate. We are doing the most dangerous bit. We are going to be up there in personal. Oh, would you rather be the ones planting the bomb? Thought not.
right,
Like bringing that energy. Like, nah, come on. We got this.
it is the weirdest display of good cop bad cop, because like Morningstar's not necessarily saying good news, but she's giving them the most upfront news, and then here comes bad cop who's like, or you could plant the bomb. You know?
Yeah, or you could plant the bomb, or you could deal with me.
Right. So a little bit of a tag team there to get these guys to shape up, because we can't make mistakes.
I crawled out of the grave for this. You're not about to crawl into it without a fight.
Right.
like there's definitely
So-
a lot of cheering going on. Like every now and again, when they screaming going on, they're like, yeah.
Getting hype.
Everyone's getting a little bit
Full on,
hype.
We are rallying the troops. If we go down, we're going down symbols at least. We're legends at least.
Mhm. I think there's a moment, kind of like when everybody's distracted by cheering or whatever, where Morningstar kind of, elbows Mojave and says, "Hey, you're not too bad at this leading business."
Once upon a time, I was going to be done.
I think that dawn is still in you.
Just grins.
She smiles back. And yeah, I think once we've made sure everybody is up to speed and knows what the fuck we're doing, everyone's got their mark, Morningstar will say, "Well, are you ready?"
Okay, but we are delivering the bomb to the front entrance?
If the bomb is meant to destroy the Mark unit, and it is meant to destroy, or at least hurt, the biggest threat spirit there, I assumed. Which, to destroy all that and damage everything and get all places, it does appear that the biggest threat spirit has now interwoven themselves to the Mark unit and blocked the entrance. Your best shot is to destroy its head.
Yeah, we're gonna have to essentially go through it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting up close and personal with
So
this
yeah,
thing.
there's no sneaking in the back. It's we send out the army to draw out the troops, and then while they are overextended, we try and come in close and cut off the head.
Right, exactly.
Yes. You're pulling pincer maneuvers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the old hammer and anvil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just stretch that centipede out there and chop it.
Gross.
I mean,
I mean,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
based
streets
on-
are flooded with blood and viscera. We've already
No,
been gross.
You were so right, but I gotta say it. You know what I mean? Like I
Gotta say
gotta
it.
say it for
You're not wrong. You're
So
not
as-
wrong.
as the armies are preparing and all of our beautiful characters are getting set, we are going to take a fairly short break to get water and such, and then when we come back, we'll... Hello everybody, we're back after that short break. I hope everyone had water and bio break, everything you need. Stretch your back, you might be cruel. Don't shrimp yourself. The shrimps are later. The crustacean nation has not arrived on the battlefield yet. But soon.
Yes.
Yet, but soon. Now, as everyone has become prepared, and my brain wants to remember how to function, which is rare that my brain remembers how to function.
Mm.
Goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, music's fighting me.
No, you're fine. Go ahead and handle the tech.
So,
Mhm.
everyone is set. It is up to you how you would like to spread it. There are currently 4 truly armored groups you could be a part of. You could all be in the Amphibious if you'd like, or you may spread out among basically Rue's ride, Gus's truck, and Marshall's tank. It's a
So-
beast.
Who's got the heaviest armor to be our front line?
The heaviest armor is technically the Amphibious, followed very close behind by the Beast, which is it's
Marshall's
Oz's car.
thing.
It's Marshall's car.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
here's what I'm thinking. If we want to draw them out, yeah?
Hmm.
It just so happens that I'm a beacon.
That's one way to do it, for sure. You can't go alone.
Oh. No, I'd be leaving my my body with you to slip around back as we are doing the pincer thing. But
Oh.
astrally, if I'm riding elsewise, drawing the fire where we want the fire to go.
Well, okay, that is.
Draw it to the big old tank
That's what I'm thinking.
full
yeah.
of mages.
Mm. Yes. Okay. Yeah. We'll do that then. Are the other 2 technomancers? Are they staying or are they going in a?
They
You know
are
what I'm saying?
not.
Like, are they working from here or are they moving?
They are not. Very soon after everyone gets set, you begin to hear, kind of coming out, these odd metallic footsteps, and you see that Boar's Head has changed out from a wheelchair to something slightly more mobile on all terrain, which is basically a walker, like a leg walker kind of thing that's attached to his lower back. He does not look comfortable in it, but it is fast, so it's moving human speed. So it's
Okay.
a little easier on him when he has to be out and about.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then I'm assuming 404 is taking her bike. 'Cause I know she's a bike.
404 is actually not. She
Oh.
proceeds
Fine.
to basically talk with Gus for a moment, and then they shake hands, and she climbs into the back of Gus's truck.
All right, wonderful. So we know where they're going. So do we want it to be that we're all in the amphibious as we draw closer? Mojave will do his astral projecting thing to draw them out, and then we just keep pushing forward until the time calls for it. Yeah. Okay. Then that's what we're gonna do. Stick with each other for as long as possible.
So everyone piles into the amphibious.
Before I slip out of my body, leaving myself in the seat to go slip into the beast.
Yes, you are now all left with Mojave soup.
Yeah. I make
Spectacular.
sure before he soups
The
up, I'm
spectacular.
gonna like arrange him on the seat so that he looks.
Oh yeah, no, full on. Like
Yeah.
I'm not just leaving myself in a puddle. I am like full on, like
Yeah.
sitting down, hat down over eyes, arms crossed, like looking for all intents and purposes as if I'm just sitting there.
Okay, good, great. Because it would suck to be like he has turned to soup in the car. Fuck.
And of course, I don't just slip off without, looking around at my friends and giving them one last grin. We got this.
We don't have any other options.
Morningstar nods and says, "Come back soon."
You worry too much. slipping out.
You slip out, and you will begin in the astral plane as Burb. As Beacon Burb.
Beacon Burb.
Vaguely bird-shaped shadow flits over to the other car. And then for the mages in that car, just, Ollie Falcone full-on pops into existence there. Into existence in the astral sense.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was about to
his
say that.
body remains with us.
So yeah, you show up. All of them are ready. You see a lot of them, like, they are preparing. A lot of them are summoning combat spirits to run alongside them. A lot of combat spirits are about to be in one location at once. Most of them do appear like angels. Various forms of angels.
Oh yeah.
And a few demons in there too.
Love to see it.
Just looking at the troops, nodding along, like, yep. Falcones don't mess around. Devil himself couldn't do better.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow,
Shadow
of death.
That's just written in, like, cursive pinstriping along the back of fucking Marshall's car.
As it should. That's so fucking metal. That's hilarious. I love it. Yeah, I think Morningstar, she immediately, like, battle mode. You know what I mean? Like, her mind opens up along the matrix. She can see everything. And, has her essence protecting the Amphibious and keeping an eye out as well on, like, our fellow allies, just in case somebody needs a little help. But yeah.
So, everyone has chosen their vehicles or where they would like to start. The beast is up front. You basically becoming the beacon to draw everything close.
Yeah, full on. We're rolling out, and as we near, like, sticking my head out, hatch, window, whatever there is, I'm hanging out of it, like, full on, halfway out of this car.
Just Spirit Man halfway out of this car. Just gonna
Yes.
get interesting in just a minute. Everyone is basically lined up. So the way I'm putting it is, it's the beast. Behind that directly is the Amphibious, falling fairly close, but able to maneuver or move away, not close enough to be touch and tailpipe. And then the Gusmobile and the Rose car are behind that. And they're holding 404 and Virgil, respectively. Oh, I forgot, there is another one. There's Virgil. He is coming to the battlefield, too. Midori is obviously in the Amphibious, but he has proceeded to the top of the Amphibious and hooked himself in like a small turret.
Yeah. The bomb in question is being kept very safe. Like, it's not just left willy-nilly on the van floor. You know what I mean? Like, our stuff is contained.
Yes. So everyone and these cars, and obviously there's the lead cars, but there's tons of people behind you. You are surrounded by both manifested and the astral unmanifested spirits. Some of them are impressive, honestly, at their size. And that's about the time that Gus and Rue get out of their cars and leave them to drivers. And everyone's going to get to see what they actually look like as they let go and go war form, basically. Rue is monstrous yet still elegant, very smooth-barked tree-esque creature. A lot of red and pink leaves, almost like a dryad, with a lot more teeth. There is this sensuality yet clear, vicious amount of danger to this being. It is uncomfortable to look at, just out of sheer... It kind of overloads the senses. Gus's is probably more of a traditional monster, a tree monster in a way, though maybe a bit more broad, heavier barked. I would say probably stanced up like a gorilla, and just looks like it looks like he is just an actual battering ram come to life. Actual, like, boar tusks and ram horns will destroy something. And they situate themselves on either side of the beast, fully ready to go forward astral speed.
Yeah. For the record, I also astral form of myself, but more as I used to be, making every effort. We are a beacon. We are loud and bright and in your face, but also we are a normal mage. You know what I can do. Your assumptions are entirely correct about my abilities. Just in general. As we're hanging out of this window, waving our hat like a battle flag.
Right?
Whooping.
Adore. Yeah. A little smile will form on Morningstar's mouth because I imagine he looks a little funny in this moment, just like a little bit. But appreciate and love what he's doing. When we look ahead as we're traveling through, what do we see?
So, here it begins. You all are
Oh,
set
God.
at the starting line. And you
Yes.
begin to hear the creaking of trees, the rustle of a forest, as Vice's vines begin to recede from their blocking position, allowing all of the cars through under a large wooden arch. As you go, the open windows allow all of you to hear this incessant, continuous fluttering or buzzing noise, as over top of you come a multitude of bright white iridescent praying mantises that flood atop of you, and they land and spread along the ground in front of the cars, basically devouring or pushing and crushing out anything that might be low to the ground. You hear music. All of the radios in the cars turn on, and music floods them. You are given battle music as Papa Musa and Vice both follow you into battle in grand spirit. As the vines
Bloody
will
Mary,
also
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, come out to play. I want to see that doctorate.
just screaming. The cars speed off. You are all on your way into what has become of the zone around the biodome. You are immediately brought to sight of a massive, just mess of a field. This was a construction zone, but it has been twisted and distorted. There are rocks that are bent, broken, and shattered, and breaking gravity in their logic. There are pieces of metal that may have been construction vehicles that are twisted beyond any real recognizability other than maybe a logo every now and again. There are monsters, the centipedes, the sepulchres, the seamstresses are crawling everywhere in here. There are finally what you were described to as aggressive hamburger. They are these large, constantly morphing and moving pools of red and pink and white, tendon and sinew and bone. And any time something that's even something on their side, as it were, comes close, a long, muscly, sinewed tendril comes out with a bone protruding out like a rib, stabs through and rips it back towards the center of the mass, and it quickly melts deep into it. And you watch as this pulse and the masses seem to grow, and they continue to do this out into the distance. They are grabbing anything they can, forcing the mass down. On the Matrix, these creatures you have seen before. This is the final stage of what that red slime was at the robotics lab. This is what it wanted to become, but did not have enough biomass to become. It didn't have enough data to take over, to be as powerful as these are. They are ravenous, and there are many of them. in the air, being quickly taken out by both these odd, what can only really be described as, if one has witnessed a tarantula hawk wasp. Imagine that, but the wings are red, flying above you as well. They are taking out these strange meat. Well, you actually saw a baby version of one. The little bloodworms with wings. These are much bigger. These are much, much bigger than the vein worms. And yeah, these wasps are basically grabbing them, and it is following where they're coming from. They're clearly coming from Gus. So these are what he called his little dudes. These are the ones who were scanning for him. The battle has begun. Many big entities are being thrown out of the way as you are rushing forward. The beacon that is Mojave right now is definitely drawing a lot of attention as many things get up and turn their head and begin the sickening crawl and run on many legs and arms.
Hey, Amanangal, remember me?
I am disgusted.
As you have entered this zone, you are now in a zone that is a perfect blend of all three planes. No matter what I describe, it is the same. Whether it is Matrix, Magic, or Meat Space, you are now in a zone where all abilities affect everything.
That strange vibe as my astral form flickers into view for those who normally could not see it.
Yes. It is, for the first time, non-mages are able to see Mojave's astral form. Or at least this version of it. As you travel across this ruined, bloodied wasteland, you do see your goal in the far distance. Farther away than it should be. You see it. It is still, even from this distance, the size, it might be considered vaguely female. If you looked at just the front shoulders and the long hair that drips down. But after this more wide, overly large front torso, it's like the body shrinks slightly. This long, thin, snake-like body winding and slipping back towards the biodome. Many rib-like arms, they're skeletal and wrong, hold the thinner body up and keep it moving at impressive speed, given that it's mostly only moving side to side. And the body winds back. It does not leave a certain radius, and you can see the bulbous and grotesque anchor point in the large biodome entrance.
Gross. Oh my god. Okay. This is disgusting. First things first, in our immediate, in front of us immediately.
You might be a blind spirit, but I got a heck of a lot of Febreze!
Are we looking at the weird hamburger thingies, or is it mostly the flying bloodworm stuff? What's, you know what I mean? What's immediately in our way?
As we make our way towards the dome that things are currently moving away from, what's keeping us from getting to the dome?
Right.
Just spearheading right on it.
Because I want to help to kind of clear the path so we can keep moving forward. So what's immediately in front of us?
Directly in front of you are obviously larger, what I will be referring to from this point on, perfect sepulchers and centipedes. These are beings that can truly match all three planes. But you see in front of you a few of the centipede-like creatures, the ones that have worked in multiple arms, but a lot of tech is also inside of their bodies. And they appear to be what can only be described as rubbing the ground and are pulling out of the ground the red stretched wall material. And they're trying to stretch it out in front of the vans. And you can see a hand reach out of the ground it's a sepulcher trying to pull itself free from beneath. So clearly they are trying to make a roadblock.
Okay.
All right. You said these guys were still had like little techie bits inside of them. You were saying?
Yeah, because they're perfect. So they have all the stuff. They have techie stuff. They've got meat stuff. They got spirit stuff.
Then I think it might be time to try out a new spell.
Hell yeah! I'm trying to see a new spell.
Ray just melts all of the electronics in them. Just zap.
Woo!
Will you please roll that for me?
Amazing.
Well, we'll start low.
Mhm.
Let's see. They're electronics. They roll their
What is it, firewall?
hold on. It is not. Let's see. It's they just take the acid damage.
Oh, okay.
They do get a dodge test.
Mm-mm.
They can dodge out of the way, but if they don't, they're all their electronics take 12 acid damage.
Oh shit. Okay. I like the sound of that. Okay, we rolled well. At least good. Yes?
We'll see how it works.
Hopefully it goes well.
And the real question is, how much of them is actually considered electronics right now?
Yes. Softy.
Yes, I'm doing my dice rolls. Don't worry. There's a
I'm
lot going on
scared.
here. Don't worry about that.
I'm scared. I need
don't-
noise confirmation that you
Don't-
are still there.
Yeah, don't you worry. Don't you worry. All
That's
right.
the problem. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always worried.
As the ray flies forward into these beings, you do manage to hit both of the centipedes as they're reaching forward to pull out the sepulcher. They respond in a grotesque display of just twisting and writhing as you watch as at least one of them, which has much more metal on the front of him so it is easier to see, you watch what almost looks like TV screen or something of the like liquid crystal melt and pour as it opens a broken jaw and lets forward this silvery, disgusting liquid, this liquefied metal and plastic, as these electronics literally acidify and destroy themselves. Most of its meat is obviously the same, but it is in pain. The other one is probably more angry than harmed as much, because most of its metal was in its limbs, so its main weapon, the extended arm with the metal pole on it, is cut off, basically, as there's just nothing to hold on to once the metal is melted away. So they are damaged, but they are now mad, and are feverishly trying to pull the sepulcher out of the ground.
Waving hat for the charge from everybody else.
We snaps for the mage. Snaps for the mage. We gotta appreciate what was done.
So more debilitating than killing. Noted.
Yeah, I think she Morningstar will like hit the top of the van to get Midori's attention and just send him a little like, little message of your targets, my son. So that he can have some fun too.
That's right, because I have been using. Jay, can you do me a favor and roll a roll of Thunderstruck for me?
Yeah,
Roll that Thunderstruck.
I absolutely can. Jay will shoot his thunderstruck.
Well, it's for Midori because Midori.
Oh, Midori will shoot his thunderstruck.
Yeah.
No, we've been playing where it's your role for the Midori.
Mhm. What did we get?
Oh.
How did we do? I think we did pretty fucking good. Okay. I think we did pretty fucking great.
Oh, and they're done.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Hell yeah. Mm.
The
Thunderstruck.
one who had most of its front, the electronic sense front, melted off, which it has been using, kind of clawing at the ground, grabbing onto like the sepulcher's head, pulling it out of the ground desperately. The Thunderstruck pierces through its skull in one shot, and it's like for a moment it keeps pulling and scratching the ground before that's slowing down, and then it falls over. And you have taken out one of the centipedes in your way.
I love to fucking hear it. Cool beans. I would like to do hold on, I gotta find the fucking thing. I would like, I believe it's Resonance Spike? Yes. Yes. Yeah, so I'm gonna do some Resonance Spike to take out this motherfucker. Because I believe there is one more, right? One more centipede.
Yes, there is one more centipede.
Cool. Man, I don't know at what level I should do this. Maybe we should start out low, right? So like a 4, level 4. Sound
Level
good?
4. Keep you safe for a little while.
Yeah, we're right at the beginning. We're right at the beginning. We don't need to be wilding the fuck out. Okay, 4. And then I roll my fade, yes?
Yes. You just click that little die.
Okay.
Up. You're good.
So fours all around. We're feeling the force today. Yes.
Right, and yep. Very clearly, it you see it kind of like vibrate and shiver, not dissimilar to being struck by electricity in a way. But though it has clearly been damaged, it continues its pulling on the sepulcher.
Yeah, I think Jay, it's your turn to try
Yes.
to defeat the centipede.
So Jay in the big troll mech will just put his arm out, and then his arm will split open with into the two small arms with one of them is just a big mounted thunderstruck, and then with the revealed assault cannon he will fire his thunderstruck cannon at the centipede, Terminator style.
Terminator style. You fire Thunderstruck. For you this time.
Hey,
Not as good as Midori's, but still pretty
but
good.
still good. But still good.
Mid-
But
you know
still
what,
really good.
Midori has better aim. He's on top of the Van Fittis. You got to kind of lean for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So you did great.
I opened the top and stood up.
Yeah, literally, and he's just hanging out in the front with his little
10-foot
turret.
troll.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Would you
Hell
permit
yeah.
me to roll con to distract?
Distract what?
Anything? Whatever comes next? Astral beacon be beaconing? I got a handgun. What else am I gonna do?
Oh, you know what? I will let you roll it if that event occurs. I will not say what it will do or if it will do much, but I will allow it to attempt. I will allow the attempt.
Yeah, like I I got a handgun and an attitude, and that's it. I'm here by the power of friendship alone, like...
Mojave is that kid, the fucking meme that's like, I've got God and anime on my side, but it's
Literally.
friendship and an attitude, you know?
I've got friendship and attitude on my side.
Like, whether it's to boost my friends or debuff the enemy, I'm trying here. I'm screaming, I'm glowing that bright fire-like orange gold glow, visible for once for the others to see.
Yeah, I think also like in seeing him, that true beacon that I've never been able to see before, I think like it is to her one of the most beautiful things she's ever seen. You know,
Screaming
like, I think she's
defiance
just, like,
to fear itself.
yes, I think she's just like in in awe of her friend, because my God, that exists. You know, so yeah, she's in awe of him.
I'm contributing.
Hey Jay. Hey Jay. How you want to kill this thing?
Yes, get him.
Does it have a face?
Yeah,
I mean-
it has the approximation of
Not
one.
anymore.
Ah!
Get him.
So see, obviously all of this kind of occurs around the same time, these moments. So you have all these instances, this acid ray goes firing out, they become melted, they become frantic, desperately clawing through. Midori fires, one of their heads explodes, the body barely able to hold on until finally falling over, and then another shot rings out, creating this crack of thunder, and the other one's head just destroyed, breaking its collarbone and shoulders out with it. It doesn't even have enough strength to keep moving as it falls forward, crushing onto the sepulcher.
One way or the other, our crew makes soup.
Thunder.
Thunder. I wish I could play that. But as you drive forward, the beast will crush the head of the sepulcher as it was not able to come out of the ground. The wall that was attempting to block your progress has not been able to be raised, and you are able to continue through layer 1. And you're now in layer 2.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to tell you what the actual multiplier is between the layers, but you're at layer 2 now.
I hate it here.
I can't listen, I'm going to let y'all have a good time, but I can't let it all be good.
I know. I just hate it.
We're gonna do our best, and that's what matters. If we go
Yeah.
down, we go down swinging, and we're gonna be laughing all the way.
You are correct. Yeah.
So, as you
Buddy.
move on to your next layer, real quick, you see that there is a rise in the ground, basically where some dirt had been pushed up from an old dig, but now it has been stretched to become like a minor cliff. And coming up on it, all the cars here, they're probably either going to make it around it or, up it, possibly. And it's not too bad until you see the red begin to peek out on top. And one of those large masses comes pouring over the cliff like a tidal wave and begins rushing towards you, using the gravity and shape of this incline to increase its speed. It appears to be one of the smaller versions of these entities, but it is attempting to spread out as much and catch a tire or two. Who would like to try to do something first?
Does my distract roll do anything?
Lord.
It's actually a really good roll. Heads or tails?
The heads.
Okay.
Yeah, it does do something.
I have a question for you.
I hear
Softy.
that tone in your voice, Softy.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I got something.
I have a little question. See if this
Yes.
works. You said this is like we're in the realm of like perfect. All three.
The planes have converged. We are in hell.
Right. So I have a thing called misread marks, right? and it allows for me to essentially like scramble my targets, similar to the way that someone might mistakenly attack a magic user's illusion. Would this work on these things to keep them from taking out one of the tires? You know what I mean? Like, would it be able to like turn them on each other, or at least scramble their brains, kind of stun them for a moment?
Yeah, they're running off resonance, so they are able to view things just like programs can. As long as the planes are blended, yeah, you can affect the meat space.
Okay, so we're gonna try that. Okay, it's level 2. We'll go up 1. We'll go to a level 5.
Does my distract roll do anything?
It did. Hold on.
3. It's only a 3. Ooh.
That's a lot of fade.
That fade is disgusting.
I don't understand. I don't.
Is
Yeah,
that right?
How
Is
does
that right?
fade work?
It's a level 5. I mean,
It's level +2.
yeah, so that's why it's like that.
Oh,
Hey,
it's a
listen.
big AoE spell.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's fade.
basically.
It's level +2. Yeah, that's ooh. All right, roll it. You gotta roll it to figure out the damage it did.
Okay.
Ooh, you only
It's not
take
too
one.
bad.
You only take one. Remember, the roll you do there minus it from that number of fade, and that's all you take.
That's how
Right.
that works.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's how fade. And as what's the magic one called?
I don't remember.
Drain.
Drain. That's how both of them work.
Okay. It's just one.
It's just one. It's just one. And hey, listen, this is layer 2. They may not have very good. They might not have very good things for their firewall.
Yeah, so we're vibing. There's a moment where she like winces a little bit, like just from the initial impact of the stun, but you see her kind of like she kind of like physically casts her hand out and swipes along the sides of the van, like from the inside, to scramble the her targets for a moment, to stun them, to keep them away from the wheels.
Mhm.
And that's what she'll do with her turn.
All right, and then
Does it seem like it's starting to like turn away or do anything funky, or is it like still heading straight forward, or like coming in from the side?
currently speaking, it does not seem to have changed yet. But I'm kind of counting that all
Okay.
this stuff is kind of going off around the exact same time. So I'd say
All right.
everyone's kind of got to go, and then I'll tell you what's happening.
Cool. So it's basically like rushing in to try and like dunk us up, right?
Mm-hmm. And I
Yes.
I just did a thing to sort of stun them, essentially. That was
Whoa!
Just
Whoa!
my Cloudy Elf shield wall. Amazing.
Like it's trying to run on through the blonk. Yeah, that's the goal.
Oh my
just
gosh! It's,
full
it's
force.
birds accidentally running into windows or flying into windows.
Basically.
Oh
So yeah, no, it's just
no! Hell yeah!
this is probably gonna hurt. 4-6,
Whoa!
Oh
4-6.
oh!
That's a full 4-6 barrier. Holy shit!
I mean, listen,
Wow.
we're doing what we have to do.
And no fucking drain. You,
Yeah.
And this
you
is
just
casual.
pulled that out like
Casual.
no, bitch.
Way to be a baller.
Literally, and this is why they ganked the mage. But
Oh yeah, this is why we ganked the mage. Jason, the wall is up. But before the wall goes up, I'll let you just actually fire off an attack if you'd like.
Are we
Sure. I guess I don't really have a reason to use the grenade launcher, so I'll just keep my assault cannon out, and I'll fire off another thunderstruck.
Fire that off, and then fire it off again for Midori. He's following suit. He's your shooting buddy.
Yeah, your battle buddy. How did the battle buddies do? The battle buddies did fucking great. Okay, they did great. That's a 9.
You fire once, and then Midori fires up next, and it's just boom, boom, right same spot. We're talking arrow, cut the arrow in half with the second one. We're talking perfect bullseye. So you fire down at this thing, Because I'll give you right now, yes, it's moving with gravity. It can't fucking dodge. So that's just going. So you slam into the center of this thing, and then Midori follows suit. And there's sort of this central mass to this wave in a way, and you cut like kind of right through it. And you watch as it tries to like almost separate like water would when hit. But you see this smoke and this almost solidified part of it that it has to kind of shrivel against and pull as you've cauterized this blood and left part of it too solid to move.
Hell yeah.
And this is where I'll put that con in real quick. Because as the wall comes up, the shots go off, and the wall comes up. This thing slaps into the wall, and then you hear another dunk as a massive fucking centipede had arrived. Thunks into the wall, and the misread marks goes off. And suddenly the centipede gets angry. And it just starts using all of its strength to rip into the wound left by the Thunderstrucks. And it is tearing the flesh creature apart. And the flesh creature has no logic. It attacks anything. So you have now successfully had these guys behind a wall and ripping each other to shreds.
Woo!
Good shit.
Okay, we're taking it through.
Continuing the march forward, still in level 2. This is now where... Let's see if someone decides to change weapons.
Well,
Again, suddenly, you see red crest a different hill, and you're like, we're ready for this. And then you realize it's moving too fast. Too ununiformly. It's not one of the little creatures. It's not one of the slimes. It's just the worms.
I hate it.
Not thousands. Millions of vein worms. Writhing, twisting, rolling their way down the hill, moving like fleshy slinkies in some cases.
Ew! Oh my god,
So-
Sophie.
So, I have this friend named Steve.
Right.
You do have this friend named Steve.
Do the crustacean nation arrive?
I will need of a consensus from the party. Heads or tails? Full consensus.
Okay. I'm down for tails. Are we down for tails?
Are you doing shrimp tails? Lobster
Yeah.
tails?
Yeah,
All right,
shrimp tails,
all
worms
right.
have tails, one way or the other. Like, eat or be eaten, boys.
My brother's screen name is Tails. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. It's tails.
That's the
All
truth
right.
too.
Flipping the coin, and unfortunately, there is no bubbles. There is no blue. The crustacean nation has not arrived yet.
Okay, we gotta be patient. They will come. They'll come.
These worms are now on their way down, and they are moving much faster. And they are bringing with them something else. A creature you have not gotten to see yet. This is known as a brood queen.
Oh,
It is
Oh.
something vaguely similar to a sepulcher, but mobile. And it is what might have been a person. It might have been multiple people. You're not sure. It's mostly just the lower halves and legs.
Softy.
The middle part appears in some ways like a claw-footed tub. Pouring out of it is more of the vein worms, as they squirm, writhe, and lead their mother along with them. She's about the size of a minivan.
We're gonna have a conversation after this game's done. Okay. About how disgusting these
I'm a
monsters
body horror
are.
artist!
No, it's perfect. You're perfect. Okay.
Am I allowed to sum this thing? Am I please?
Have at it,
Have at it.
Cloudy. Have at it. Shine as the mage you are.
Oh, hold on. Jay, What do you want to say?
Oh,
You're muted.
You're muted.
Quick question: if the crustacean nation is lagging behind, what about the cephalopod gods?
Softy on our side.
Hmm.
The sky opens up like DVD. It's the entity just
Hmm.
appears. Oh my god.
You are now. You are now.
I mean, we told Steve to go and Garrett to go get all of their friends. You cannot tell me there is no like calamari, no octopus served in this city.
Right, no
Cephalopod
fucking
god.
yes, no all father softy that rolls through.
We'll see. You have intrigued me.
Yes, Jason. Jason is a
No.
secret worshiper of Softy the Allfather. It's just like,
The entire time.
yeah, just quietly a Softy
The
occultist.
secret is Ares' leader is actually, it's not Damian Knight, it's me.
Amazing, beautiful.
Alright. Rodot, what was Cloudy
Yep.
gonna do?
Lightning bolt. The mother and as many things like have her on the far end, but a whole bunch of babies just also included, and that just
Fire
Just-
your lightning ball, my friend.
this
Yeah,
is going to hurt. I know this is going to hurt.
We have the first aid kit. We can do some things if need be.
They get a dodge chest.
Okay.
Otherwise, that is 11 electricity damage to mother and everybody in a 12-meter radius, about that 36 feet across.
Oh, 36 feet. Okay. I was about to look that shit up. I'm bad at math. So I was like, what is the conversion?
Okay, one's done.
Okay, one's done. Not bad, not bad.
Ow.
Make the
Yeah,
DM
oh,
pull out his big old map.
Yeah, a wee ow. A wee ow comes from, from
like,
Cloudy.
Ow.
Armorfang
Flint.
forces. If it's indirect force damage.
I'm assuming that Cloudy is in his full fucking regalia, like has the helmet on. you
Full
know, the whole
helmet,
thing.
full
Yeah,
long
war
coat,
gear. Yeah.
full on gloves, like little things through the eyes. That way you can actually like see his freaking eyeballs just wince and start to spark as just
Yes,
And of
like
course,
unlimited power.
and of course,
General
as Cloudy lets off his blast behind us, the heavenly host and the gunfire as all of our allies playing back up.
yes, yeah. Oh, you just see fucking Rue and her brother swatting fucking, hordes of these monsters. Yes.
As this lightning ball goes off, it lands upon the Brood Queen and her brood. Many of the worms just evaporated. But she is still intact.
Okay.
You have startled her. She stuns for a moment, but only a moment. And then she rips in places,
Ooh.
jerks her body, jostles herself, constricts all of it, and thousands more babies pour from her body
Ooh,
as
she's
she
like a spider
continues
head.
her march towards you.
She's like a spider
Now
head.
faster in her rage.
Finn. Copycat.
Oh, I forgot he could do that. I forgot.
I gave him 3 spells. Heal, lightning, heal, invisibility, and lightning ball. He can do the same exact goddamn thing.
Let's go, Finn.
Baby shark, do do
Do,
do
do,
do.
do, baby.
Baby shark, do 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 do.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I will go ahead. He gets 6 and 6.
Lightning flashing across the sky.
Yes.
Basically.
Bro, the song is perfect.
We
You know what?
we are bringing the thunder and the lightning.
Yes, we fucking
All
are.
right. So I am basically going to do the same roll with a -1, because that's. Oh wait, hold on. He doesn't get all of those. That's like minus. Yeah, I get a lot of dice. Minus that. There we go. He'll go ahead and do the same thing. Doesn't get nearly as high.
That's okay. He is a baby shark.
He is,
But
in fact, a
doing
baby
it.
shark.
But he's doing it.
He's still going
And
blah.
He gets 12 dice as well. And he is good. He is okay.
Okay, good.
But
He does the screamo bleh, you know?
Yep. I mean, it's still 7 lightning damage that they have to dodge. So,
Mhm.
I mean, oh, I'm sorry, 8 lightning damage. I lied.
Just rar. And as this secondary, slightly weaker lightning bolt comes down, it does evaporate a few more babies,
Fuck yeah.
and suddenly, you all hear the rage. The front of the queen splits, tears, and out of it forms what can only be properly depicted as... We'll go with snake. There's a very specific monster I based this out of. Pardon.
Excuse the fuck out
That's a
of me.
very specific monster this is based on.
Yeah.
But yes. We'll go with worm. You know what? Big, red, pink worm.
Ew.
Big, pink, and scary! The Alaskan bullworm!
The Alaskan bullworm is coming at you with and it's one of those worms with like the lamprey mouth at the front.
I hate it. Gross.
And
Okay.
it's
WURM. It's like, yeah.
it's
Gross.
wiggling its neck. Also, the neck stretch is a little bit uncomfortably long. I would say if she is about the size of a minivan, it can reach about a school bus length in front of it.
Shoot it in the face, please.
Mhm.
Somebody.
At what point can I roll to distract again to try and help my allies in any way I can?
You know what?
Oh, you
Bet.
can.
Fuck it. You want to roll the con.
Yeah, no, one way or the other, the attempt being made, leaving the beast, the Falcon's car, full on form of magpie, as I am. But the beacon aura around myself, just like if you've ever watched crows harrying a larger bird of prey,
Mhm.
that's the energy, just trying to make its life that little bit more difficult. My the astral beacon trail like a fireball phoenix just in its face. Hello.
I love. Okay.
Roll the con.
Ooh.
Hello.
You are able to harry it, and it actually raises its long neck and mouth up to try to bite at you. It is now revealing its head well above its body in full view,
Okay. I want
meaning
to...
it's going to be a lot easier to hit.
So, Softy, if you'll allow this, I want my resonance spike to go. Essentially, I want it to go at the same time as like Midori and Jason throw off their shots. You know, like in tandem with them.
All right.
And then I want to like flavor it a little bit, but let's see how this goes. My intention is to go towards that sort of exposed area of the brood mother. I'm gonna do a 5 again. Okay. Let's do that fade. Ooh! Oh no! I think I take 1?
No.
No.
You shook all that off. You didn't
Number.
do a thing.
Flip
Oh,
the
that's
number.
right.
Flip the number.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that was a
Okay.
perfect fucking roll, basically.
Woo! All right. So the way that I would like to flavor this, right, and this is purely flavor, because we are in this space where all 3 realms are connected together. You see, essentially, this digitized version of Morningstar rise out of the amphibious, like hundreds of feet tall, and her arm raises back and forms this large spear, javelin rather, of this resonance energy, and she throws it in tandem with Jason and Midori's shot when they go.
Sweet and shiny. All right, Jason, you want to headshot this motherfucker?
Get to it.
Yeah. So
Yes.
how big is this this one thing?
Minivan sized, and the neck stretches about a school bus length.
Is
And
its
it's
mouth-
surrounded by many babies. Yeah, it's permanently open. It's a lamprey mouth.
Oh, its mouth is permanently open. You say?
And
Ah.
it's stretched out.
It's stretched out, and it's constantly biting at the air because it's trying to bite the bird.
Okay. Can I shoot at its mouth hole with a grenade launcher?
Thread
Take
this.
his medicine.
Thread this needle, big man. Thread this needle.
I'll put out my left arm and it'll split open with a grenade launcher. I'll hold it up. I'll spin the chamber to high explosive. and I will aim and I will try to hit it in its mouth hole.
Hell yeah. What did we get? What did we get? A 6? Yes. And then you're gonna have to roll for Midori too, because he's taking a shot with you.
Okay.
And yep, there we go. All right, put that down.
And now I gotta
My
pull
God.
the high explosive grenade.
We've given Softy a lot of math to do.
Oh,
What?
Mojave just made it that it can't dodge it.
Hey!
It doesn't have a. It doesn't have enough.
Yes, yes.
It does not have enough dice.
By the power of friendship.
By the power of friendship, Jason,
Yeah.
you fire off that grenade launcher. It goes sailing through the air while this thing's flailing around, desperately trying to bite at Mojave. Mojave swings down, passing directly in front of the grenade. It stretches out and instead swallows the grenade.
Yes.
The grenade makes its way down the long, guttural throat.
Ew.
You can see the winding muscle shifting around the grenade, its timer counting down. And Midori aims at its core body and strikes the grenade.
It's a lot of damage.
And
The
it
Thundershock does 15p, and the high explosive grenade does 16p, and I think a 2-meter radius.
Okay.
So that's what, 31p.
Resisted twice.
I mean, a resonant spike is with it.
Yep. Resistance. I got roll soak twice on that.
How do you soak an explosion on your inside?
I have no idea.
It's
I know.
it's you know what? Everything has
Vastly
a toughness. Vastly reduced, but everything has some form of toughness.
Its inner organs are made of leather.
Ew.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't have
Whoa.
inner organs. It has a single organ.
That is
Well,
made
if
out
it-
of leather.
If it has armor on the inside, the high explosive grenade does have -2 armor penetration.
There's still
Fragmentation
body
has +5 armor penetration, but it only does flechette damage. The high explosive does
Mhm.
big boom damage.
And I don't think it actually bothered. It ate an armory.
Mhm.
Just coated its guts in tinfoil.
With that satisfying thump of the grenade being fired out of the launcher. It's sailing through the air. Mojave, you swing in front of it and careen back towards the car. And by the time you turn around, you gotta dodge out of the way real quick. As the completely severed neck of this creature comes slapping down on top of the Amphibious, falling off, and is quickly run over then followed multiple times by various other vehicles. The explosion was increased by the simple electric viciousness of the thunderstruck, and it just evaporated.
And as I wheel through the sky, this tiny pinpoint of dark, the magpie form within this phoenix aura, it flashes even brighter gold fireworks of triumph as I cheer.
Yes!
The fireworks enter the sky as this thing is defeated. Its body lays destroyed in a crater on the ground. This was not very tightly packed soil. This was basically throwing a live grenade into pure gravel.
You know what? We are definitely gonna have to. If we survive this, we gotta help Las Vegas rebuild. Okay, we put a crater in the ground. We're gonna have to help them out.
This is my city. That is my plan.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, we put a crater in the floor.
But
Help.
one thing at a time.
True. Yeah.
All right, as so you have defeated the second. Now,
All I'm gonna say is they don't call it Death Valley for nothing.
That's right. Put your death in Death Valley.
I think in Triumph, across the Matrix, there's a think kaiju level roar that comes out of Morningstar's sort of like digi form before it shrinks back into the amphibious.
oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm marking down tallies real quick. All right, the next thing is all fun. I need everyone willpower plus willpower.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
As it's time to experience the tide.
Oh my God, I'm gonna vomit.
Excuse me.
Did we do okay? Did we survive the tide? Sophie, please.
Give the DM a moment.
Shit.
I think we crushed it, guys.
As you all move forward, you see this large wall of this. It's almost imperceptible for a moment. It's shimmery. It's nigh translucent, but like a vague pink, iridescent gossamer look as it washes over you. Sadly, a few cars behind you careen off the road and crash. Some remain just fine. Others, you see doors open, people jump out. But many cars remain perfectly stable. And in your guys' case, yeah, your stomach feels a little bit wobbly. Feel like you got on a roller coaster a little bit. I would say that technically Jason and Mojave, it's a little more wobbly. You barely, you met it.
Our resolve is unshaken. We
Your
are here.
resolve
We
is
have
unshaken.
a purpose.
All right.
Brohan will answer the fucking call.
Rohan
Mojave
will
too.
answer the call. Oh, you know what? Shit, I forgot. The planes are blended. I have to roll something.
Oh God, what do you mean?
Someone is now not immune to these effects.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm sure it's fine.
As someone currently has a soul.
I didn't.
Oh, right. I
didn't-
probably should have
I didn't.
rolled for Finn too.
Oh yeah, roll for Finn.
I didn't know. I didn't know that this was
That
a
was
thing.
fine.
Finn's perfectly fine.
The pros and cons of being alive.
Midori, you hear,
Well, that was weird.
he's fine.
I think there's a moment where Morningstar's like checking his vitals. You know, just like, is he okay?
Mother, I did not like that.
Me neither. That was awful. I am so sorry. Yeah, she brief panic, and then she's like, okay, the evils persist, but so do we.
So do we.
I
Yeah.
have no stomach, yet I must throw up.
My poor boy.
Oh, that one came out of nowhere. All right. Everyone,
I am very used to functioning through a feeling like the world is wibbling around me.
you all come careening through the first tide. Perfectly fine with most, if not maybe only, I'd say 98% of your army alongside of you. It seems many people did survive. You have now entered level 3.
Dun, dun, dun.
In the distance, you see the large creature. It has taken notice, especially when a large, digitized creature appears out of nowhere and throws javelins at the ground. And it has registered its true enemy.
Oh God. Okay.
And in the distance,
Hello,
you watch
hello.
as it pushes the front of its body up, it rises, and you see these massive wings come out from either side of it. Mononongal in true form. And she comes slamming down with her whole front body, her wings slapping to the ground. And you watch as an insanely much taller tidal wave of the shimmering mist begins to come your way. But it is about 11 o'clock, meaning that's where we're going to have to end for this evening.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thank you all for playing, and thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. This is just the beginning of the end, folks.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll
We're
be
gonna-
just fine.
We're gonna make it through. We're gonna do it.
Nothing bad is ever gonna happen. So, I have been your Cosmic GM, Softonomicon. I was joined by my beautiful friends. And we are going to go in order, because I suddenly click in my brain, I didn't introduce anybody at the beginning, because I forget things.
It's all right.
I have a script I wrote. It was on screen. I just skipped it because my brain didn't work. So,
They know who we are. You know.
as I
Sorry.
stand here questioning my own existence, truly. So, we are going to go in order of most... No. Least likely. Least likely to want food after this shit. And I'm gonna go with Rissa. So,
Yeah.
Morningstar, who are you and why do you exist?
Hey guys. I'm the Rissa Rave. All over the internet. You can find me here on Table of Horrors, playing this lovely game as Morningstar. But I'm also a part of a couple of other games that we've done. You can find on the YouTube channel. I am also a part of Lanyap Gaming, where I am storyteller and player. We are actively filming some things. You might recognize some people that you see here over there playing some vampires. 1980s New Orleans. Dealing with some strange shit, you know. Other than that, I also have a YouTube channel where I do ASMR style readings of books that I love and enjoy. I'll be doing new content on there very, very soon, so look out for that. I also do spicy content. If you like that sort of thing, check that out, but please be respectful or else.
Alright, which of my friends do I think has the next weakest stomach? Jason, who are you and why do you exist?
I've got an iron stomach, but I've been eating all day. That's why I'm not hungry. Um, I have friends who write books. You should check them out. Our very own Daybreakathon has wrote
Written.
written two books.
There we go.
Word Breaker and Wind Swept. So check them out. They are awesome. And also there is by T.A. Lumley, Bloodlust from the Bloodletting Chronicles, and from Solus, Obelisk the Long Dream from the Violet Stars series. Check them out.
All right, this next one's actually really hard for me because I can't fully decide. But I'm gonna go Cloudy. Who are you and why do you exist?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lord Verdun, and I play Cloudy here on Mondays. And I exist to unlimited power and have fun. Just I like magic, y'all. I like it. It's fun. I also will occasionally join in on other one or two other games here in this channel when they aren't on hiatus, but we'll see when that changes. I am also occasionally guest starring on other friendos streams. One of them we recently played Space Food Truck, and let me tell you that was weird. That was weird. But hey, if you look around, and wanna hang out later, I mean, I play VR chat a lot. You might find me on there doing stuff. Otherwise, I'm just a nerd on the internet.
And then, last but never least, Mojave. Who are you and why do you exist?
You know, high key, you mentioned the the most least likely to want food after this. I just remembered the leftovers I have in the fridge, and like I know what I am going to be doing as soon as we wrap up here. Hi, I'm Daybreakathon. I exist to cause problems on purpose, break things, and make reckless but well thought out decisions. Yep. As Nuskavian very kindly mentioned, I have written 2 fantasy novels, Wordbreaker and Windswept, which are both. Yeah, I do the words good. I wrote a books, and those books are available for purchase. If you'd like to check them out, the third one is on the way. I am steadily chugging along getting that done. I also did the character art for the characters who have art, and you can come poke me if you want to pay me to do art for you as well. When I am not here, or occasionally elsewhere playing other games with friends, I am streaming over on my own channel, Daybreakathon, where I play whatever I want, whenever I can. Lately, I have... Well, no, Softy invited me to join him in Pal World, and I have been making him regret that decision ever since.
It's fine.
Author, artist, streamer, I think that's everything. Except, of course, as always, my dog says hello.
Hi, Peppers.
All right. I love all my friends. They're great, and I do regret it, but I also don't regret it inviting Day into Power World. Hi, my name's.
I built a tower and broke everything. It was great.
Yeah, no. Those videos are up on the things if you want to go watch them. They're pretty fun. I am Softonomicon. I have been your Cosmic GM for this evening. Obviously, here on Mondays, here on Table of Horrors, I do this. Run the Flood, the Shadowrun 5e game. I have also done 2 games in the past that are up on the thing, and that is Return to Silence, which is Monster Hearts 2e, and Blood Price, which is Vampire 5th edition, but Sabbat. All Sabbat. Some of those videos are up there. They are both on hiatus, but one day we shall return when schedules allow. Mm-hmm. You all know how it is, role playing. But I have my own channel, obviously named Softonomicon. I can't brain right now. On my
Games
channel,
art.
games, art, generally speaking. Obviously, right now, a lot of Power World, as I have invited Day to torment me. Though, gotta love, I've been sick lately, and gotta love the fact that I'm about to go on holiday. So, I promise, when I get back from that, I'm definitely more consistent than I have been lately. But yeah, I do the art. I did the overlay you're looking at right now, and the little dumbass wiggling around talking. I can do art for you for the right price. I also have a Patreon where I'm making a coloring book. If you like science and monsters, it is called Periodic Table of Monsters. $3 a month, and you get all the pages. The next one will be up eventually. Listen, I have been sick. I'm working there. But don't worry, it'll be there. Other than that, I don't think I missed anything. I'm going to put the TOH links up there. And off the top of my dome. Oh, yes. The Lollygaggers. Down in Arizona Bay. We gotta. It's so close. Come on, man. That's literally about LA flooding. It's perfect. So, we are gonna go there once I know how to raid. But, we cannot leave until... Who haven't I picked in a long time? You know who I haven't picked in a long time? Until Jason says the line.
You're muted.
Me?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Goodbye.